Dude, you're literally pointing to the middle of that downturn. That's funny. They just got too lit. They were like, free money!
Bro, that was the best time. You fucking came in here at like 6 a.m. and there was already 200 people. And when it started, like as soon as market opened and the SPY chart started moving, it was absolute chaos. But it was so great.
The market would open. Like I remember before the first circuit breaker, before the market would open, people would start doing the pumping on the chest and stuff.
Yeah.
I am actually gonna about that shit.
Shit was lit.
Wait, you what about it?
I'm gonna tell my grandkids about that stuff.
It's the fucking greatest thing ever, bro. And the people, you know how retarded you have to be to sit at your desk with power tools and just hold them up to your
That's amazing.
It's amazing,
But it really does get good conversations out of people, bro. I think if you guys are like willing to be offended and like geeky and just say random shit, if people end up having conversations they wouldn't have otherwise.
If you can not take personal offense to anything said, you'll have a great time.
Yeah, so you guys
and nothing is usually intended. Like no one actually
gives a fuck. Yeah.
Just bullshitting around, trying to make some money.
Other than this chart right now, if you get on live stream,
I give a fuck, man. Fuck you.
This chart is the truth. The green zone where my fortune in the profit right here. Up the purple line in the green zone. That's what we need. Right here. All money. Anytime it's so fun.
Wait, Baxter, did you
even put it like on Saturday? And we were at work and people did not understand what was going on, but they found it so like at work, like we were already really stressed, and everybody just kind of like calmed the fuck down.
Like listening to our solving anxiety by listening to WallStreetBets daily.
I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of tune because you guys know a lot more about this than I do. Like I know just jack shit about it.
Yeah,
I love the one.
That's what makes you a good trader, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the space that you'll get made fun of the most for not knowing what you know. But you also learn just because people will fucking shit about anything, anytime. They're most serious and the most bullshit all the time. You'll see every aspect.
Absolutely,
wins.
Yeah, the reason my username is MFA God is because I bought I don't remember how many shares in some fucking real estate company, and I was down 40% and asked if I should keep back. And everyone's like, "What the fuck are you doing with this stock?" So that's.
But the real question is, are you still holding it?
No longer holding it. All right. And I did manage to remake that 40%. Nice. So,
that's it. Like they actually released their coronavirus outbreak numbers that they actually have their scientists modeling, doing the math, right?
Mhm.
And if you actually look at the numbers, in those numbers, there's actually a chance that on the low side, only like 49,000 people die from this, which is basically making it look like it's just the flu. So a lot of
also
people
there
are
was a
jumping.
false.
Does anyone think I need to add
But
anything
wait,
to this
because
chart?
when I finish, it'll make sense, or you can say.
It makes sense. I got it visualized
Let
on
the
the
man
chart.
speak.
So what's happening is that remember that the stock market is always trying to predict the future because they always want to be on the right side of the trade before it actually happens. So because of that news, a lot of people are going like, okay, we're to get in because of
One-
shit. When it clears,
One wrinkle with that, though, man.
we're gonna go up. We're gonna go up. So let's get in now.
One wrinkle with that, though, man. That low-end calculation typically assumes that social distancing continues for a pretty lengthy period of time.
Yeah,
No, like for, stops next month. It means like another 6 months of social distancing. So I don't think that's priced in.
yeah, and fully
Yeah,
full compliance as well.
Well,
Yeah,
not
I
full
think
compliance,
the
but
main
it's like about 85%.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I would never walk here and tell you that I'm right. I'm just giving you
You
my
just
opinion.
did.
So you can then
Fuck
destroy
off,
it,
man.
or I mean, because
It's not a
you might
bad
have insight that I
but like guy to lose.
we have to. Yeah. Everything here's a lot of gray. You know, that's what it is.
Can I explain something to you?
No, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
What do you got? We got.
all right. You guys ask me. I mean, what do you guys think about this right here? Like,
We don't know. You haven't said anything.
get on the live stream. Look at the live stream. What do you think about this? What do you think about
fucking
Spy?
live
It's
stream.
Spy, bro. It's Spy, bro. What do you think about it?
when's your birthday on September?
I think this is the region where my put cash is over here, and then I did. Look, we're gonna see.
Look, man, I'm not a professional, but I think you're in good shape.
Oh yeah, I could see Spy doing an ollie down to like 100.
If Spy gets a sick combo at the end of the
Dude, I'm
round.
telling you, that
That's
win
actually a
this
pretty conservative. That's a pretty conservative model you got there, man.
So Spy will be doing a rail grind to about 115.
It's a feeble grind.
It's a Tony Hawk pattern, classic Tony Hawk.
Classic, classic.
Man, back
Downhill jam.
coming from a mile away.
Do like a DD post on the Reddit, not a real DD. Maybe I should post like explaining your chart. It looks great.
Yeah, I mean, I could just tell you what it is, but this green right here is the so the
No,
purple line.
I think other people need to see your masterpiece.
I don't know, bro.
It's gonna be-
Every time I post on, they just fucking instantly like, no, you guys moderators said no. They said no. We don't like you. But there is real logic to this, I promise. This purple line is
It's gonna be hanging in the Guggenheim
trajectory
1 minute.
I need to get to my 203 September 18th foot, right? This is where we're at now on the 4-hour chart. And so obviously I need this green area here. That's good. We need that. I mean, we could go down lower theoretically, huh? But
Take a screenshot of this, and when it comes true, send it to like a major art museum.
Yeah, I already screenshotted it, so it's good.
We're good. We already have.
Yeah, I'll put it.
Just
I'll
no,
put it
no,
in an email.
the title of it. The title of it's just the slide.
One of the most historical patterns in the history of the stock market.
anytime somebody says they're bullish, just show them this. Bro.
It's Tony Hawk versus
You
J Powell.
can't beat. You cannot beat the Tony Hawk pattern.
Tony Hawk versus J Powell.
It's in the
2020. Let's go.
email, in case you guys want it.
It's outstanding. Thank you.
Yeah, every time somebody's super bullish, you tell them, dude, the Tony Hawk pattern never fails.
You can't. Yeah,
It's like the Batman, but like
100% success rate.
I mean, it's never been wrong.
It's true.
It's true. It's
the Batman line or whatever.
no,
Oh, the Tony Hawk. It's never been wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yes, at Tony Hawk.
He's
More
never missed a
DD.
stop. You guys play Tony Hawk? No skating?
Yeah.
Only.
PlayStation?
Yeah, why do you bring up painful memories? We'll never get a game like that again.
Goddamn
Really,
right.
bro, that shit was legendary.
Activision.
First Skate 3.
No, Skate 3.
What are you talking about? There's only 4 Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. There is no 5th one. It doesn't exist.
Tony Hawk Pro Skate 3 was the best.
I haven't played
Those,
that.
On PS2,
Okay.
legendary. Sexual.
Tony Hawk
You guys
would
think-
be the best.
Actually,
210 days,
I was thinking this
$1 a day.
thing. Tony Hawk's Underground was actually a pretty good game.
It was pretty good.
Need for Speed Underground was a good game.
That one
Actually,
was
Yeah,
shit.
that was actually one of the best.
That
Need
one
for Speed. And Wanted. Wanted was also really good.
Wanted was pretty good.
Most Wanted. Most
No,
Wanted. I think
most
was
wanted shit. Underground.
Whoa, bro! Most Wanted. Those cutscenes in Most Wanted where fucking Razor walked up to your car and said, "Listen, punk, I'm gonna take your pink slip. Fuck you." Like that shit was great.
Boys, can we admit for a second though?
Do you know how many times I jerked off to the Mia? Come on.
Oh my god. All right, so fellas, I have a question.
What?
I'm gonna post a link here in DD. I want you to check it out. It's the portfolio for Carl Icahn, and he's a billionaire hedge fund
I'm gonna go
bullshit
Carl
manager.
Icahn.
Yeah. Okay. So, give me a second.
Post the fucking link.
Give me a second. All right.
the fucking link.
All right. So this is his portfolio. This is what he's holding. This is his percent of his portfolio. If you look down towards the bottom, you'll see Sandridge Energy
It
Inc.
gives me an error.
Yeah, the link isn't working, bro. I'm sorry.
Close
Just
down,
okay. Then type in Carl Icahn portfolio.
or do a screenshot.
Current port. Okay. Here. Yeah, that's better. Here's a screenshot.
They're on options.
It's. Yeah, that's fine.
You're gonna be locked out of shit.
That's fine. It's fine. Look in options. I just posted the picture. All right. So he's holding Sandridge Energy Inc. Stock ticker SD. That shit is 87 cents a pop. Why the fuck are billionaires holding on to penny stocks, bro? This is red flag about to
Insider
buy
trading.
in. Like I'm about to spend fucking 15% of my portfolio on this bullshit.
It's on options?
Yeah, it's in
Sandridge
options.
What if it's a pump and dump where he's showing you half of his portfolio?
I mean, so far it's been in, dude, it's been an eternal dump. It's been an eternal dump forever.
Yeah, so why is he holding it? Why is a billionaire fucking hedge fund
That's
manager
what I'm-
holding 87
That's what I'm
cents?
trying to say. Like,
But he's only
because
holding
recently
5 million
acquired
shares
this-
at
Wait, are we
Only?
$48.
Bro, only holding 5 million. Come on, I mean, this is fucking.
Where the fuck is this picture we're talking about?
I can't.
Options chat, scroll up. Username.
You don't see the guy
choose.
skateboarding?
It's the Immigrant link that's not popping
Hey,
up
if you-
because
If you
admin
guys
suck.
want a
Oh.
real chance,
How far up is it?
Guys,
Which one
guys.
was it posted?
I thought it
It's
was
not-
a picture of this guy holding this girl's butt.
It's not that far up. Literally above Baxter, three posts.
I'm sorry. We post. Oh, then. Okay, I see that.
So
Okay.
on the bottom of the portfolio, SD is the stock ticker. He's holding almost 5 million shares of this joint, and it's 87 cents, bro. Like, what does he know that we don't know? And if he's holding it, he has to. He can't think that it's just gonna bottom out and liquidate his position fucking tomorrow. He's holding this shit.
Okay, go with the sandwich.
It's comforting knowing that I am also heavily invested in oil companies right now, and this
Are
billionaire.
you talking about Icahn Enterprises?
I'm talking about Carl Icahns' personal portfolio.
Yeah, but I'm trying to find the shares you're talking about.
SD is the stock ticker that I'm looking at. My man has 5 million of these joints. Why?
because it's so cheap, bro.
Say that again?
Where did you find out about this?
The way I get my DD is I go look at the Forbes top 500, and then I skip the first 100 because they're all bullshit, and I look at all the other smaller name billionaires and hedge fund managers, and I do DD on them personally. I look at the moves they've made in the past. I look at their current portfolios, and I just start going through these companies like wildfire and trying to find the best plays.
That's wild.
I didn't even know you could do that. That's impressive.
But all this information is public. None of it's, this isn't like a thing you can't do. I mean, all this shit is public, and this guy just happens to be,
Okay.
yeah.
Indirect
Okay.
pump and dump, basically.
Wait,
Wait, boys, I actually have a plan that y'all need to listen to this. This is pretty legit. If you look up ticker triple U, that's UUU,
Yeah.
their market cap is less than $1 million. We could actually pump and dump this. It already has a pretty decent amount. It's not it's actually
Don't,
very fun, but
which we would never do because
SEC, he's joking. He's joking.
Even if we don't pump it up, we can just take
To
over
the
the company.
FBI.
He was saying it's theoretical.
oh my
I'm
God,
saying
bros.
you could become
This
a
is all hypothetical, of course.
Yes,
Right.
officer, that's him.
You could become a majority shareholder in this company if you had enough money. That's what I'm trying
But
to say.
you know I work for the feds, right?
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. That's why
You can
we're
become a majority shareholder in any company if you have enough money.
You're about to commit suicide with 2 gunshot wounds to the back of the head.
I'm just saying-
that's why we can compensate you the highest, man. Don't worry
I'm
about
just
it.
saying it would be worth it. It would be worth it to do some DD on SD just to find out like what the fuck they've done in the past and if they're gonna get.
But look at options. Look at the
Because if this is an opportunity to make money, like where they're gonna get acquired or something with a stock option, or if they're gonna get like who knows what the fuck play is in motion. But like if you can turn 87 cents a share into like 14 a share, you know what I mean? That's ridiculous.
I mean, admittedly, that's kind of what I'm banking on with a lot of my shares. I bought MTDR at the low $2 when the share usually hangs around 10. But then again, I am not a billionaire that does that, and I have no idea what I'm doing. You know.
I know.
You can check my chart. You can check my chart live, actually.
Bro, but look at all of his other plays. Everything else is fucking solid as fuck. He has no other fucking penny bullshit, nothing stocks. But this is the only one.
Yeah, he probably is confident in this company. He might just be confident in this company in the future.
This is where we're at,
It's been
boys.
on an eternal mountain declines for the past.
Well, admittedly, it's up 10% according to Bloomberg. So
I'm just saying.
If you
I'm
look at
just
their
saying.
5-year chart, if you look at their 5-year chart, they basically fell since 2016.
This
We're
is.
talking about SD, right?
it's
Late
been a steady
2016,
decline.
Does anybody have any questions about my SPY chart?
And it just randomly spiked.
Where
in,
can we find out about other brands?
2015 and
On the live
SD
video?
was a massive fucking spike.
Yeah, for no reason.
No,
Yeah, I'll post the Bloomberg link to SD for you guys in options trading.
That might have been a pump, actually. That massive spike.
it looks pretty sus, dude. And then from there on, it's just down.
Are you talking about Are you talking about the SPY chart?
No.
You should be, because that's about what happened here. It looks like a bullshit spike, and it's about to go down.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Oh.
But I mean, fuck, bro. I'd rather have. I don't know. I could pick up
Look
a couple
at this
thousand shares of
beautiful-
SD than I
Okay,
would
this makes
buy.
Look at this beautiful sex hole.
It's so just so you know, it's a gas company in the Oklahoma area,
This is what we need.
and
Right
it has a solid balance sheet.
Just saying, man. This is how you get real DD. It's fucking digging. None of that meme shit.
Dude, this isn't a
there.
meme.
So,
Look at this. Are you
It did
kidding
have
me?
a rough year.
Rackton, look at my live shit right now.
It had kind of a rough year and missed out.
What do you think?
Per share
looking at
because of,
squiggly lines. What is the
the
squiggly
gas
line?
prices
You
going
missed the skateboard version, which is a lot
you missed
easier
the
to
Tony Hawk
understand.
pattern.
Yeah,
Very
Tony Hawk
Oh, is it like the
Can I go
line
back?
game?
Should I just go
Like
back to
that
it?
one?
Can I do that?
Yeah, show the screenshot. You took a
I'm
picture,
just
right?
going all the way back to the real thing.
I think
The
it's
real
forming
deal.
like a Batman pattern.
Well, it's a
Oh, no,
real
you-
breakdown. It's a
you
real
thought
breakdown
the
of my
pattern-
SPY shit. Oh, here it
thought
comes.
the
It's back.
pattern
It's back.
was good. Wait till you see this pattern, bro. It's
Yeah,
fucking-
this is.
Could I throw a prediction into the SD thing? Could he be banking on the OPEC meeting on Wednesday? Like, I mean, it's an 87-cent share, no?
Doesn't affect us.
Yeah, I mean, it could probably benefit off that oil.
Does not
The
benefit
OPEC
SD.
news.
Rackton, can you see this?
Brain that doesn't benefit.
Yeah, I can see it.
Do you think? Do you think that this could happen?
It's like the line rider game. Yeah, that's what happens.
What,
Wait,
this
the guy
purple
who
line is
talked
the
about
trend line
looking at,
for my fucking
Popular people's portfolios.
SPY puts.
Baxter, you're like a 5-year-old who brings their macaroni art to the fridge, and
I can't go forward, bro.
I just have to put it up there even if it's terrible.
Yeah, dude. Of course.
Wait, dude, the guy that was talking about like following popular investors' portfolios.
Yeah.
How often do they update their?
I actually had
their
real last
portfolios?
DD on here.
So look at if you refresh it,
What
hold on.
website are you using?
it'll show you. I use Guru Focus for like when I find somebody.
Guru focus.
Be paying for it.
But this has been updated as of. Give me a sec. I forget where to see the number.
I mean, their 2019 earnings aren't really looking too hot. You know,
Neither's your sister.
Are we looking at Carl's?
Oh shit!
Explain
What
to
was
the-
it you got?
To explain to the person who was asking about SD, why this is a long.
oh well, here look, because I'm looking at Yahoo Finance right now. Yahoo Finance is saying that it's overvalued, but it's expected to perform well in the short term, but not well in the mid to long term.
You're telling me 87 cents a share is overvalued?
I'm getting mixed messages here because I'm guessing it's going to
Are we
keep going
looking
up.
at puts
So
or calls on
basically,
this?
they have a really
I'm
good
coming in late.
infrastructure.
Guys, I think the
way
best
that
way.
they-
Look at my shit right now.
We're just looking at shares right now.
Can you let me tell you?
Look at the live shit, and I'll show you exactly what I'm doing.
Get the fuck out of
This,
here.
no, I'm serious. This purple line is my. I just made it exact. It's exact to my position. Okay. And then look, we've got a short here, so we got to get our short position in there. Let's see. We're gonna go from right where we're at. We got to zoom the fuck out
This is why we need Hutch.
because he hates me.
I mean, like this is probably the best technical
you're a
analysis I've ever
bot.
seen.
It's really something.
Honestly, it's pretty fucking inspirational. I think.
What stock is this?
We're looking at
This is
SD.
SPY. This is SPY. That's what we got going on in here. This is the important spot for me, right here. Hold on, we gotta get this. It looks a lot cooler when it overlaps with it, so we gotta do that. You know what I mean? That looks a whole lot better. So we gotta do that. That's how you sell to people. You know what I mean? But here, this is the important shit. We gotta make this a different color.
Okay, Baxter, I really like
No,
your
no,
line
no,
pick.
no,
What the hell are you guys talking about?
220 is the bottom. 220
SD
is the bottom.
SD ticker. The
There's a fucking billionaire
So
holding
this is
shares of a
oil.
company that's bullshit. 87 cents a share.
Basically, so the same way that people right now are buying like leap calls on USO and stuff like that, this is the same thing. Because
Leap
this
calls are
company is
is he
ready
buying
to
leap
perform
call-
very well.
No,
if the
he's just
price
buying
of gas
shares.
goes up.
He's
So he's
just
buying
holding.
shares?
He's,
Like
yeah.
millions of shares, though. Millions of shares. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, it's a billionaire and it's $4 million in shares.
So did you guys understand
Yeah,
that?
right.
I mean, but regardless, why would they? Why even make the play if it's
It's
not
$4
worth it?
million.
You have a thousand.
His
you have a-
daughter probably heard
Think
about
about
him on the news.
Think about
He's like,
this.
I'll throw $4 million bucks
Think
on
about
it.
it. Yeah, you have $1,000 bucks. You spend 4 on a
Is
fucking.
that the same thing to buy $5 million at 87 cents a share than to buy $5 million at $5 a share? So this is like a USO, 2-year lead play.
I'm
For
calling
the
bullshit
oil.
on that.
I mean, did he buy it at 87 cents though? He could have bought it lower.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably bought it when it was high. It's been on a
Hold
steady
on,
peak.
I'm
He's
gonna-
I buy lots of stuff when I'm
So that's the only logic that I can see behind this trade. This is kind of like a long for the gas and oil energy sector, but instead of doing it through another instrument that is more expensive, he's trying to get really leveraged into participating in the upturn.
Yeah.
Maybe he just doesn't know what he's
Plus,
doing.
he also has a friend there that probably works there that knows that for sure they're going to be able to storm the weather, so who knows?
Well, I have the.
Yeah, or
the
some-
They're gonna.
Someone
They're
said,
gonna
bet you
storm
5
the
million
wa-
bucks. Someone said, bet you 5 million bucks you won't buy 4 million bucks worth of that stock, and he's like, all right.
Which
We're
billionaire is
billionaires. Fuck it.
it? Which billionaire is it? They're all kind of got different.
Carl Eakin.
Carl, I can something like that.
Okay, cool.
But I really do have DD really up on the screen now. It's actually posted, not a fucking skateboard.
Sure, okay.
It's my real position.
Wait, boys. What is this?
That's my short right there.
Sandridge CEO resigns as Icon-backed board eyes spending.
So that's what Icon does. He goes in and he does shake up the boards when he doesn't like a company.
Yeah, but then he's also been known to mash companies together in the past.
Warren Buffett, that's the same thing. He'd buy 60% of the company just so he can change the board.
Yep.
Pretty easy.
I think that's just feudalism with extra steps at that point.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
it's
not.
Oh wow, do you watch Rick and Morty, dude, or what?
Fuck.
It's pretty sick.
I don't know, man.
I'm looking at Market Watch. It says gross
You think I won't
profitability
smoke more weed?
Yeah,
you should.
0.77.
Alright, I'll do it. Fuck. You really
What is the company's balance sheet healthy though? Or is it like
Probably
one that's
not.
going underwater?
I'm looking here. Gross profitability margin is negative 0.77.
It's not healthy. They're
probably
putting
not
through their
Yeah,
cash to be
it's
able to balance that out.
Yeah, it looks like they're
It's
just
not
What's the
healthy.
quick ratio?
net income
Not
is
good for the
negative, like $449 million. Valuation price to sales ratio is 0.50.
Look, I'm not saying fucking buy it, but just look at that shit. You know what I mean? Just
Somebody knows
dig
something
up
we
that
don't.
shit.
Wonder.
AOC titty.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's got a fucking store of AOC titties, and that's why
Let's
he's
get
buying
to AOC.
8 million shares of this.
AOC titty.
Has anyone seen him before? Seen who?
Bruh.
I bet she has.
She had her news leak in like 2017. She had her news leaked.
There's a news story here apparently for this. It says Carl Eakin leaks AFSI shares according to under the SD tab.
What does that have to do with AOC titties?
Shares are too cheap at $13.50 according to Carl Eakin. That was in 2018.
According to AOC, she's got big.
Well, if that's the case, my man still is holding 5 million of them bitches. So.
Yeah, I don't see him here in the.
AOC's holding some big titties.
Bro, shut up.
Does it say when he bought them?
It looks like 2018 or 17.
He bought them in 2018 to 17.
Oh wow.
He's probably just bag holding.
Billionaire
I got a
bag
question
holder.
for you guys.
I have a pretty
Or
good
it's not
theory
it's
here.
like actually back then it was
People in that asset class don't bag hold. They make the plays. He might be
True.
just talking about it in order to get other people to start buying it for him without being like
Maybe he
violating
just missed
SEC
the
rules.
spike. He might have just missed the spike. He was late to the pump. Okay.
Yeah, but so what? He's gonna hold it until they fucking flatline?
He can make a spike.
It's
he can
$4
just reach
million
into his
bucks.
couch. He reaches into his couch and he's got the spike.
Yeah, I don't know,
Alright,
man.
let's see the
That's a
rest of
weird. Maybe it's just to throw everyone off whenever they look at his portfolio.
Or it's because he actually works with the company or some shit.
Maybe.
I
Alright,
think he just
boys.
wants to be part
What
of
are
the
we
company.
thinking about today's SPY spike?
Don't assume my gender, asshole.
Oh yeah, my bad.
People.
The spike, it was kind of easy to predict.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, look at this guy.
Oh wow. We've got a real extraordinaire among us, I guess.
No, I'm not an extraordinaire, dude, but did you see today's 5-minute chart? Like, it told me candles.
I
don't know
actually,
anything
I mean,
about
like,
I actually have
that's
a live stream going right now to explain that. Go ahead, take a look.
It's just a fucking.
Live stream. China.
We're gonna retest that 220 bottom, which is the white line right there.
Alright, but like, when do you think we're gonna retest that?
That purple line got up to 203 in September. So
Alright, man. It's like,
So where's the double top?
But if the
Some
SPY doesn't ollie,
there's a double top on the inverse of SPY. That's what we were doing. We were flipping it upside down. There was a double top.
yeah.
So people were trying to gamble on an inverse pattern, which I respect. I respect the autism. You know what I mean? But I just think we're going down, and if not, my stocks will go up. So
Do people
Is it
actually
just me,
trade
or
around
do I see an inverted bullhorn
in the
pattern?
hospital?
Alright, here's the question though, right?
you think that hard of a
I
V?
got assigned, like, I think, what is it, 2,000 some odd shares of SPY? When do I sell that shit?
Never. Just keep it, bro.
Yeah, just sit on it.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing, right? My call's printed, and my broker was like, yo, here you go. So I don't also want to be margin called, you know what I mean? So, like,
Oh yeah.
sometime within the next 3 days, I'm going to have to liquidate my position. My question
Probably
is,
tomorrow morning is the best time.
tomorrow
What,
morning.
what's the what was the value of the share? Like what price did you get assigned?
261 and 262.
Oh, just sell that tomorrow, dude. Tomorrow
So
morning.
we're,
As long as
yeah,
it's like
just sell
above.
it tomorrow.
we're testing 267 right now again in futures here in
Yeah,
a couple
honestly,
of minutes.
I'm pretty hyped because, like, this is, like,
one of my first bigger wins. You know.
No, that's awesome. That's huge.
So if
2,000 shares.
I lost $7 today.
Dude, you can make $5 a share if you sell at the right price. You can make 10K if you sell all your shares at the right price.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna sell.
If you have 2,000 shares, man.
Yeah,
You can get like a $5 profit almost, $4 to $5.
yeah,
You-
January 20th
I mean, it really just depends
SPY
on the
calls for
SPY's
260.
price.
It's true. I just don't want to see. Okay, so what are futures looking like right now?
So right now, futures is gonna test 267 here in a couple of minutes or maybe an hour
Oh my god,
for the
dude.
third time, and usually that's a pattern, meaning that it'll break through. So we're looking at tomorrow morning. It looking very bullish, but I don't know if it's going to carry. We won't know until we get more data, right?
I'm hyped, boys. Yeah.
You guys ever seen those videos of
So
like
maybe
orangutans
one
sing
thing
magic
that you
tricks?
can do a
That's
little
how I
plan.
feel after one of those chats.
So maybe a little plan that you can do.
Orangutans are awesome.
Before the market opens, you can actually put a stop loss order on your shares. For example, for 264.75. And then if you see the two green candles come up on the first 10 minutes, then just write it. Just let the trade work, and then whenever you see your 1.5 red candle, then exit the position.
Alright.
That's the best recommendation I can give you. That way, before the market opens, you already have your stop loss gain order in the books, and you're just waiting for it to either execute or to then ride the green candles up a little bit more.
You see, I don't think I can actually put in stop losses right now because, like, I know I've been assigned. I got like the alert on my phone and like all of that stuff, but like the shares don't actually end up in my account until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Or I guess
So you
this
might
morning.
get them at the value of the open price. Or
Yeah.
actually, no. You probably want to. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that, but
I mean, I'm not an expert either. I'm just trying to give you maybe some ideas to help you out.
Yeah, man. No, I appreciate it, dude.
Cap, you always type so damn loud.
Swedish hospitals have stopped using chloroquine to treat COVID-19 after severe side effects. Starting to think this Trump guy's in on the up and up.
Well, he's got a. Did you read the thing that's linked to him and his former dude?
Yeah, Michael Cullen.
Yeah, shit's crazy.
Trump? Who's that?
Mr. Pump?
Daddy.
Wait, there's a controversy surrounding Trump?
I mean, if you guys think
What's
that Trump is
new?
weird, you should hear the president of Brazil.
Oh my god, don't even get me started.
Actually, if you want to talk about fucking controversial, go listen to the fucking president or whatever the Philippines. That dude says
Oh
anything.
my god.
Duterte and Bolsonaro are amazing.
He
I've got
says
balled up hundreds in
anything.
my pocket, and I threw it to stick it's a rocket.
He just goes, whoever has COVID, just fucking shoot him.
Who was that guy in here earlier that got like personally offended when he said they named diseases after geographic region?
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't get, no. It was me.
Oh,
I didn't get offended. I called the Kung flu or the China flu. I'm not offended by that at all.
Don't do
But
this.
it is absolutely not a fact to say they're mostly named after geographic regions. That's not true.
Mods.
Governors?
You call it whatever you want. I'm just talking about the factual name of the nomenclature. That's not how it works.
It's all from China. This virus is from China.
If you want to say that, fine. But that's not typically how they name it.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be called the Shanghai Shivers, but like...
Kung flu is my favorite.
Sweet and sour singing. Flu is great. Dude, it's sweet and sour singing.
What's the other one, dude?
I don't give a shit what people call it. Again, my whole thing was just about the actual nomenclature, like the process of naming things.
Yeah.
What if it could
The process of naming is different. I
Also,
agree.
it's been a tradition for the last 2 nights to get an argument with John because he's a fucking retard. And I just had to come in hot, and I did. I literally joined the chat 2 seconds later. John and I were arguing.
But to be honest, I think the
Wait, were you the guy that last night you had like a half-hour
Creator the genius?
conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I was
we
right.
are here.
And I was right.
I like
The
this
correct
guy.
way to say it in Chinese is Bu Tai Hao Hei Gui Da Bu, which is the translation is bad bat soup virus.
Bad.
Just the
Yeah,
fact that you
questions.
went to Google Translate and hit that 5 times to make sure you can enunciate it correctly.
Is
that is Google Translate. Those are
they're banning bats.
those are all made up
Is that
words.
like fake news or is that true?
What's
Wait,
fake
what?
news?
In some areas of China, they're banning like the sale or the consumption of bat soup and some
Sure.
I keep
We'll
like,
believe it.
Was that
We'll
fake
believe
news?
The fact
it.
that that's legal in the first place is already like a bad sign.
Yeah, but the government
Just like
in
live
certain areas
animal
were banning it.
markets.
Is that
Yeah,
fake news
and they
or is
also
that true?
had no new deaths today.
They're also supposed to ban like dog meat like 5 years ago. But you see how that
Wait, so
That's
basically,
only
dude,
some
by
areas,
reporting
though.
out new deaths, that means everybody is recovering that has COVID so far. Everyone. Everyone's gonna live.
You can't believe that though. There's no way.
No, dude, everyone's gonna live. Don't worry about it. Everyone's alive
Alright.
and healthy.
Yeah, didn't
China,
the president say
China.
there's light at the end of the tunnel?
Dude, you know, like in China, there is no futures. They just make the whatever price they want, dude. Whatever the price they decide the stock to be will be that day.
Yeah,
yeah, for real. The funniest shit is when people who think that like a spy is like
Not- not to-
manipulated and shit
Not to go
start
on
trading
my
on Chinese stocks. Glorious.
Literally just like
that's
spy.
fucking stupid. But I mean, also being like, the spy stock is so honest right now, planning exactly how the market would dictate it.
No,
Those
I'm
Chinese
not
people-
complaining, dude. Like,
Wait, but-
You know what I mean? No, like
Yeah.
the whole fucking market, China, U.S., basically anybody who has the money to stay afloat right now, meaning anybody but Europe and third world, is like fucked. I don't even know what to do anymore.
So what basically
seriously,
what
though,
Rock
do you guys
what you're
think-
saying is that China
Oh, no, I heard Zimbabwe's
owns companies, but we cook the market.
Yo, I'm
$1
a
trillion more dollars.
I'm a billionaire in Zimbabwe. I just want you to know.
I'm actually
I think
a trillionaire.
my fucking burrito person is a billionaire in Zimbabwe.
They should all like.
What the fuck is a burrito person?
Zimbabwe
person I get
doesn't
burritos
exist.
from.
Is that like
This
a
sounds-
racist term?
It's starting to sound really racist.
Burrito, man.
My burrito person, she cleans my apartment.
Baxter, how
Wait,
high are
guys,
you?
seriously, do you guys think luck and coffee can actually recover? I think
Oh.
it can, to be honest. But
Oh, definitely, but I don't know if I'm gonna bet on
it just needs like a rearrangement and
Okay.
Accounting fraud does not seem like
Covered
it.
for $15.
So wait, so since Boris Johnson has coronavirus, what are we doing in terms of the UK? Are we shorting? Are we shorting the pound, or what are we doing?
is
All
there a
right, so
UK?
the market
Is
directly the game
there a UK ATO?
So you're gonna
Yeah.
trade based on
FTSE.
Boris Johnson being
FTSE.
dead?
That's the most popular.
Yes, if he dies, then things are gonna be.
If he
Also,
dies, the market's
if-
dead.
EWU.
If
Oh,
Boris
what did you say?
Johnson dies,
EWU.
this is gonna be
For a
the
second,
funniest fucking comical thing of karmatic justice ever.
That would
He's
be.
shaking-
Oh,
He's
fucking-
just shaking hands though.
There was a,
He's shaking hands and his like herd immunity.
there was a
He's
Boris.
gonna lead by example.
There was an Onion article that came out today. There was an Onion article that came out today that said that Boris Johnson was released from the hospital after he shut down the hospital from NHS.
He's leading by example by dying.
But do you
Wait,
want to
if
see
he
the
dies,
market
wait, no,
cares?
if he dies,
Fuck.
their economy is screwed.
Yeah, this is just Corbyn playing the long con, and I respect the shit out of that.
What a lad.
What a mad
This-
lad.
Yeah.
It's the Queen. This
He
is why
planted
she
it in
didn't step
China,
up
too.
to. This is the Queen. This is why she didn't step up to block Brexit. She fucking knew.
BDN live stream.
She's been around at the time or two. She knows.
Baxter, what the how high are you?
I know.
Jesus Christ. Bro, you're smoking that OG Bobby Johnson. You just spent the half hour on that shit.
That took 10 seconds, bro. That you got.
Oh, bro.
Okay, who buys Clorox puts?
Clark's puts.
It's accurate though.
Italy is preparing countrywide immunity testing so that people with antibodies can go back to work. That's good news.
That's good.
Especially if they're already developing the antibody test, because that means by the time we're ready for it in a couple weeks, New York will be set.
Is there gonna be a conference tomorrow from the White House?
Of course.
Meanwhile,
Every day it's a war.
Every day is the same conference. They say the
So,
same thing.
meanwhile,
Recession
New
council
Yorkers
starts
are
only
fucking
go up.
eating algae trying to recover.
Wait, so
Dude,
all
the New York,
tasting grills
the New York
canceled?
situation is actually very sad, though. It's really.
Yeah, I've people that are affected by it, but there's still the people there that are like, Corona, fuck Corona. Like, they just don't.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. That's another problem. Some people still don't get the
I don't mean to
reality
be too
of the
critical,
situation.
but that accent sucked.
Okay, I mean, I only lived in Manhattan for a couple years. Like, it's not, you know.
Oh, you busted my balls.
Wise guy, huh?
Oh, man, I'm Italian. I'm sick.
Yoink.
I could never get the Long Island accent down. Those guys have the best one. Like, the
You
most.
gotta just constantly, just like get it. I'm walking.
They had the beep, baba, beep.
I'm talking to a guy.
Hey, I'm walking.
Yeah. Look at me.
Give me coffee, huh? Give me coffee.
So back to what is this chart you're doing? What's this?
This is exactly what's gonna happen. This is the breakdown of SPY on the 4-hour chart. Handing it. We're gonna retest the 220 bottom right here. White line.
What?
That's the purple line is my position. That's my September 18 put.
Do you mind if I take a screenshot?
Dude, I already screenshotted it. And you just can't beat it. You know what I mean? You just cannot beat this move.
I think one of the most important things to consider here is whether they do a front flip or a back flip off of your puts here. You know, I think that's really going to depend. That's really going to tell how.
Well, and if they land the flip, that's a huge deal too.
Oh, definitely.
It's even bigger.
That's
what I plan to do. I plan to ride the market. I'm going to catch it.
If they land the flip, that's like a 3-time multiplier.
That's me, bro.
Does the wheelchair, though, have enough suspension to handle
Yes, dude. I got a sick wheelchair, and I'm going to flip that hat in the air and catch it.
Yeah, I mean, part of the wheel is already in the money, you know, so.
It's fucking the money. It's on the way. Like, I committed.
It's there.
I literally rolled over the edge. That was me. I was like, I'll take this ramp. That's me.
I really want this to come true. I hope you posted. See, I predicted it on April 7th.
Dude, if this fucking prediction comes true, it's gonna be like fucking claim to fame, baby.
You can just become the top.
This is how I got my Lambo, right here.
Just start
how much effort goes into like real.
Just start a hedge fund and only use that pattern.
That's it. That's it. That's the whole thing.
The wheelchair hedge fund.
Wheelchair hedge fund.
So there's a 3-day weekend. Is everybody just gonna sell before the weekend?
You better.
No, you gotta load up, bro.
Wait, 3-day
Actually,
weekend?
I don't know.
Yeah, dude, you better. Market closes on Friday. You're gonna hold positions through 3 days of bad or good news? Hell fucking no.
No, I'm pulling out. There's no way.
That's what your sister said.
Wait, are the results of the OPEC meeting gonna be like end of day or like midday?
They'll be results of the open meeting.
Wait, the OPEC meeting's on Thursday,
Wait,
right?
why did his sister pull out? What?
Because we do kinky shit. Shut the fuck up.
She's got a bigger penis than you.
That's fine.
The open meeting.
That's fine. I'm sorry I'm having a good night and you're not.
They can say the open meeting can.
He needs some milk.
I thought the OPEC meeting was happening on Wednesday.
A gallon. I'm sorry, a barrel again, and it won't move stuff yet because the supply
What's
chains
OPEC?
and everything still has to.
I'm kidding. Some retard goes, oh, OPEC's little.
Oil.
No, but actually, what is OPEC though?
OPEC is basically an oil mafia.
Basically,
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, take it easy.
They meet up and they're like, guys, do we wanna fix
Hey
oil
guys,
again, or
do we
wanna
fuck with oil? What do we do?
OPEC is short for.
Everything you need is in options chat right now, period.
You know what I'm
So I'm wondering if
One-way tickets.
Obviously, none of us are inside of those meetings, but I'm wondering if the reason why the last meeting went bad wasn't necessarily because Mr. Russia didn't get enough shares of how much he got to sell in the world market, but because he's actually asking to be part of OPEC.
Ooh.
Because that would be a big slap in
Trump
the face.
has a man inside OPEC now, so.
Anybody ever had a Volkswagen EOS?
No.
Is that a stock?
Yeah.
is that
My wife wants me to go
Yo,
buy her.
Rosso needs to see this shit, bro. This guy got flagged as a pattern day trader out for 90 days. Rosso's like, I don't give a fuck. It's like, bro, that's not a good way to do it.
He doesn't give a fuck. This
Yeah,
is
he's
the
like,
best market
you
ever.
think I'm worried about you flagging me as a day trader? It's like, you might want to.
Kinder Morgan.
Yeah, this chart, it might be. This might be.
Dude, this guy is live. This guy, somebody gave out his Twitter link earlier. He's live streaming his Bloomberg terminal on his Twitter account, and it's now restricted.
Wow.
Wait,
But it
really?
was
Dead
like,
ass.
it was actually pretty good though. Pretty good news, juicy news.
How does it make you feel?
Makes me feel, I don't know, empty.
Oh yeah, man, those terminals
anyone looking at the
are fucking
futures?
ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, terminals actually.
The future's really green. The futures are green.
Of course they're green.
I'm the
That's
crying
all
one.
go up.
I'll be right back.
Oh, we're retesting 267, like I said 20 minutes
We're
ago.
gonna retest 220 right now.
Testing 220. GG, boys. America is GG.
Recession canceled.
Pandemic was a prank.
So do you guys think that we're gonna fall off a cliff?
No, I think it's gonna be a very slow. Trump is gonna
There's flat faggot.
Trump is gonna cradle SPY down to 200. Like, oh no, don't drop so steep. Just go slowly. Yeah.
It was a pretty good
Yeah,
April Fool's, though. It was a really good April Fool's joke.
Yeah, I think this is just a delayed April Fool's joke. This 266 like SPY. I think that's just a delayed.
Wait, so there are no more draws for the next week or so?
Nope.
Nice.
So today around noon, when they released the math that the White House has for the virus, you know what I actually thought? I don't know if you guys would agree. I think the markets don't give a shit. Like they honestly don't. They're like, oh, it's just a flu.
No, I think another reason
what if
for the
100,000
rally.
people die?
Nothing matters in the market anymore. Market is fake news.
Basically.
Imaginary line going up and
There
down.
was
Everything
the
is
fact
priced
that
in already.
on Sunday the amount of new cases was lower than that of Saturday, so people had like false
Yeah,
hope
but it
that
was
we're
the same on
peaking or
Monday.
something.
That was the same on Monday. On Monday, it was lower than the day before that.
It's also bullshit because they stopped testing people.
Trump literally came up and said that the Russians and the Saudis are going to cut production by 10 million
Yeah,
barrels.
but then he said we're fine. He said we can produce on our own.
With this
Okay,
large
you
of
know,
a rally.
you know what I'm saying though. This is what's happening. Is Trump is going around, he finds a different topic every week. Bullshit's the thing about why it's the greatest thing ever. That's going to increase.
Bro,
the
talking
economy, we're all
your
safe.
real voice, dog. Come on.
And then
Drug
war.
He's gaslighting the market, basically.
yeah,
Yeah,
he gaslights the market and negs reporters.
But
That's
he
that's
knows
notice that
everybody-
he goes
Whoa, watch the N-word.
I'm sorry.
Hey, dude,
Action,
Hey, but
action,
you guys
check my
notice
chart.
by sector as well. So
Check
like
my
a couple
chart,
of
right?
days,
You
it's
still
like
have
a thousand
26
sectors.
people watching you draw this bullshit.
I haven't even
With
drawing.
this large of a rally, we
walking around
gotta
my
go red
kitchen.
tomorrow.
I was walking around my kitchen, bro.
I was down 20, like
It's going to be
5%
up tomorrow,
today.
and you know why it's going to be up is because Trump is going to come up and he's going to announce that. I don't know.
Nice,
Something
nice.
about
Way to be confident about it. Way to go, way to go, way to go, way to go, way to go.
I'm waiting for this huge rally when
Depot's on
Boris
our side.
Johnson dies.
No.
Home
He's
Depot's
gonna
on our
announce Home
side.
Depot is going to be doing this, and people should be like working on building their houses. And throughout all this, we're going to
Can I
have
get a Home
great
Depot
houses
theme?
afterwards.
I'm gonna
And the
play it
mortgage
right
market is
now.
safe.
I'm playing the Home Depot theme.
Dude, Trump
So
just takes
basically,
Can I get a Fox Sunday Night Football theme?
Yeah,
like,
on my
that's
a
me.
couple of days, he just pumps it down
to the
sector.
So
win it, baby. Go. It dropped. I love that Home Depot has dropped. Yeah!
Is that like the Boomer national anthem?
I think it's Home Depot's anthem.
It just makes you. It is.
It's like
It
the
just makes you
national
feel like
anthem
you're gonna
of
get
this fucking
shit done,
stock
bro.
market.
What's the other one? Sunday Night Football? Is it
So
over?
anyways, guys. So like,
Yeah,
what,
Fox
what,
Sunday Night
what,
Football.
we need to stop thinking about Spy. Spy
Is that
a lost
the
cause. Guys, Spy is a lost cause. We need to figure out what the hell Trump is going to pump every day of the week.
I
He's
got
gonna
banned
rotate
from
through.
like the Fox NFL.
Okay, so what is
Why is that shit so lit, bro? Why is that shit so lit? It's
So
amazing.
I'm thinking that when the person said Home Depot, they might actually be onto something because if you notice, every couple
Actually,
of
yeah,
days.
that's some
Whoa.
stillness.
Oh, really?
Did you guys hear about Allstate?
The kid in the wheelchair is on to something.
Did you guys hear about Allstate?
That's horrible.
Yeah. They like returned like millions of dollars.
Returning $800 million in premiums because no one is driving.
That's crazy.
It was like 15% off of every person's insurance policy, so it's
Dude, that's nuts though. 'Cause I wonder. I mean, that kind of goodwill.
Is that propping up the fucking market? Is that why
That's
it went up
probably
7% today?
You could
I
see.
bet all you put holders wish you could return your premiums.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Wrong. I like my position.
Dude,
It is clearly illustrated. I will never back down.
I lost like $1,000 out of like a $3,000 investment.
Okay, so I did this one. I did Tony Hawk. Let's see what's next. I gotta get ours.
I lost like 7K, and I'm not even mad. I'm just like, I made the right call, and fucking the government fucked me. And I don't even get meat
fucking
bucks.
fed, bro. Wait, has anybody like determined though like why we jumped so hard today?
Because
Trump pumped the market.
Like there is no good news. Like if there's one piece of good news to look at, like what was it?
Can't stop the Trump.
Less cases.
I don't know. I was kind of asleep during market hours today, like for most of it. Did the dollar go up or no?
Dude, your stress levels are so healthy right now. Compared to
ANUC went up 15%.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Normally, Rackton's arguing with
ANUC
about the data.
15%.
No, I tried to buy that contract and I couldn't buy it because it went up to 6 cents. Actually, if you look at the JNUG thing,
Up after hours.
I am trying to buy a JNUG 2-year lease for $157 strike price.
You guys
It's
like your
so
It has so much volume on it right now. At the $3.
No,
I mean-
157 strike price. I don't want anything lower because I think it's going to go higher than that.
Why?
Billionaires are pumping
Look at the
Jane up.
daily chart for Jane.
One billionaire just decides to accidentally misclick on like JNUG for a day.
Small government collapsed. Kids beat. Yep, it's gamer time.
So is the bear market over at this point?
The bear market is over.
Because for a while I saw people saying like, and I was a part of that team too, where like, oh, we're just gonna keep bleeding, like it'll have small rallies, but like I thought there was gonna be another rally like this. And I woke up today and I lost $800.
I'm holding my May puts till expiration because I'm like so down on them. I'm like, whatever, fuck it.
May 4th.
But I mean, like,
May 4th.
I got May 15th because I rolled my 17th forwards. And at this point, I'm gonna just go Theta Gang and dollar cost average like things for like a large amount of my portfolio, and then I'm gonna do that over like the next 3 years.
Yeah, I'll say it again until the 24th.
Yeah, you're saying that till like 3 days from now when the market starts moving.
Got nothing to say.
If the market starts moving again, then everybody
I
has
said
a
no,
job, so
moving.
it doesn't matter.
Until it starts moving again.
Is it not gonna move
you'll
tomorrow?
You'll see some hot action in like 3 days. You'll be all right. Fuck my long-term 3-year plan.
No, I'm serious. I'm gonna do this as a rule, so I don't lose my fucking money. Like,
Fuck.
limit the amount that I can gamble with over time a bit more. Because I'm like 95% cash right now.
Yeah, but
losing
what if
like 95% of
what
the
if there's a
phone.
sale on puts?
No, I think I'm
If
gonna
there's
be
a
a
sale
boring
on puts
investor
and I'm
until
damn
the
certain it's
24th.
gonna go down, I will buy puts.
That's how I felt today.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know when to
a
buy
voting
in. These
convention
rallies are retarded. They come
And then
out where.
before the real job numbers come out. and
How
then-
can you say the
No,
rallies
nobody
come
gives
out
a
of
shit.
nowhere when it's literally
Nobody gives a
after every time Trump talks?
How is this one after Trump talked? Trump talked on Friday and Thursday. Like
Nobody
Friday
gives
and
a
Thursday.
shit, by the way,
Did you see the
about
talk
like
yesterday? Sunday? He said recession canceled. Stocks only go up.
And that's exactly. So also, like, okay, can we all take? I know this is a big brain moment here. Can everybody step back and appreciate how the U.S. government under a Republican administration just embraced MMT?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck just happened?
And socialism, everybody gets a check.
No, like, it's not just that. Like, the Fed doesn't make the money anymore. The Treasury makes the money now.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what that means for sure.
Okay, money is no longer
It was
created
too
by
big brain.
money is no longer created by loaning out money the way the Fed does. Money is now created because the Fed just issues it.
Yeah, that's been a thing for a while. We've been
No,
running
that's
the
never
money
been a
money printer for a while.
No, dude, the Fed had a money printer in the form of loan.
money machine, my money machine goes.
That was glorious.
So, yeah.
We're still like
So,
selling bonds and shit though. That's why the
so
dollar
the
keeps going up in value.
The best part about this entire mess, by the way, is also at one point now it's damn near inevitable that fucking Jay Powell and the Treasury Secretary are gonna get in a fight in the middle of the election about like who has the best money printer. Because Trump is just gonna keep handing out free money, and Jay Powell is gonna go, holy fucking Jay Powell is gonna just be like inflation is a problem and try and raise rates, and then Trump is just gonna be like, no, free money.
The elections.
Like, we're going into collapse, like, right? Like, they can't just keep giving out, like, $1 trillion packages.
Yeah, I have it visualized actually right now.
Mom gives out $1 trillion packages.
I don't
They have to-
usually
they have to-
follow Gino, but
they
can
have
anybody
to keep
explain why
giving out
Gino gets
$1
more
trillion
volume than Spy?
Because it's a brilliant stock with a great portfolio and great diversity of investments.
If you take a look at the
And-
live stream, I've actually got a new visualization of exactly what's going to happen.
So they have to keep printing more
Wait,
money.
so is this...
There's no option. They don't have a choice anymore.
I think we have another $6 trillion to go. Before
No,
the
we
print
have
runs out,
more than another. We have infinite. I mean this in the real sense. We're going to inflate our way out of problems at this point. Is what
Where's
the
my
federal
government
just decided
issued
to do.
Lambo, bro?
You don't
print
get a
me a
government issued Lambo.
Bro, all
You
my
If they
get
print
it
infinite
forced.
money, how can you buy a Lambo? Infinite
No,
money.
because the Lambo goes up in price too.
Except you realize the American dollar is very strong right now anyway,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not
American
inflation.
So you guys know how crazy inflation is
You
right
think
now
the
in
dollar's
area
strong?
that
You
I
can't
am.
rip it, you pussy.
In the area that I am.
I can rip a line off your mom's ass.
Whoa!
I love that, dude. Let's go.
Yo, pack reset. Please mute your mic.
But yeah.
Prescott.
I don't know.
He's
I
on
don't know what to
preset.
play.
He's muted. Fuck, I don't care. He's muted.
I have no idea how to play it though. Like, what's gonna happen? Because you're gonna see like the entire breakdown of like the entire financial system. Not like in 2008, but like the underpinnings, like a Bretton Woods kind of like breakdown, or like the move up of like the gold standards kind of breakdown. It's gonna be fucking insane come like spring.
We'll just move to a wheat standard.
Oh, I mean, like fucking long aurora cannabis.
Coin, bro.
It's gonna be the greenbacks.
All U.S. greens are back to green.
I disagree.
Facts.
I mean, like it'll probably like if they made the fucking dollar out of weed, it at least would get rid of some of the currency.
Smoke it to take it out of circulation.
Could you? That would be so fucking great. It's like you could have the actual dollar made of pot.
It would
Jeff
be great.
Sessions would have a fucking heart attack.
These are hemp dollars.
Brandy.
But yeah, like this is one of the most interesting times ever. Like as far as changes in U.S. monetary policy.
Nah, Rome was pretty cool.
Well, I mean, like
U.S.
cool. That's great, man.
So was like ancient Greece. They were pretty cool too.
That's cool. Do you know anything else besides what you learned in elementary school?
I know about Corax and Tisius repatriating Athens after the fucking warlords came in and took it, invented the modern legal system,
Isn't that like
and
fuck
then
each
how
other?
we
Yeah, but what about the gay sex?
This
Dude, you
motherfucker.
never see Meet the Spartans?
You ever seen my spy chart?
Corax and Tisius invented the modern legal system where you pay a lawyer a third of whatever the fuck you win.
And your mom invented the European snowball. You know what that is?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
You get cocaine and you ball it up and you snort it off her ass.
Why would you? How do you snort a
Why
ball?
would you do that? Why is it called the European snowball and not the Miami snowball?
The Alaskan pipeline? That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
I like the Alaskan pipeline actually. That's a pretty good one.
Oh shit, guys.
That's involve your
Which one is the one where you shit in a condom and freeze it?
267 a fourth.
Alaskan pipeline. You think you shove cocaine up your dick?
I'm fucking dying.
I'm so glad I'm getting this DD.
What, this right here?
Guys, look at Spies retesting a fourth time.
Are you getting my DD?
67.
This shit's important right here, bro. I'm telling you, my shit
Satan
is
is
on
coming.
point.
You said it would break through after it retested for the third time.
This is gonna be a fourth time.
You said it would break through after the third time. We didn't forget. You were wrong.
Are you talking about me?
Time for the blood red bears to rise.
That's what I'm saying. Look at my fucking spy chart.
Boy, we got blood in this.
It literally shows us jumping down to 220.
Guys, can we get some actual
Just show me
videos
jumping down your mom's
besides fucking
That'd be interesting.
mom jokes and fucking line
Blood on
drawings?
the street.
Dude, this is
No,
good. I don't see what your problem is with this right here.
No, it's beautiful, and I'm really proud of
It
it.
actually carries a message. This is the 220 bottom. We need to revisit.
You're like the
This is my
fucking
short
bang
position.
seed stocks.
This is where we were. This is where we were. This is the trend we were on. This is
We're gonna retest
how
220.
far we are. This line is for September 18th to 203. So that's where my fucking zone is, right? Or below. That'd be
We're gonna retest it all.
220.
If not, then we're doing fucking great, and we just do a little V-shaped recovery and keep going. But that's not likely to me.
Ichimoku, you're not
This
doing
is what I'm seeing.
V-shaped recovery
This is what I'm
confirmed.
seeing, and the jump looks
V-shaped
heavy.
recovery confirmed.
Look at that. I'm gonna have the best predictions.
Baxter.
Dude, I gotta get back.
This
The
is like
only way
art meeting right here, dude. This shit's fucking crazy.
I look forward to, like, in the next big short, the fucking interlude with Baxter's line drawings.
Yeah.
He said it. He said big short.
He said Big Short through visual art 3 times.
I didn't realize how fucking stressed I was. I lost 40% in 2 days. So you're stressed
That's
now?
really fucking bad.
Yeah. $4,000.
Yeah, 40% in 2 days is not good, dude.
Hold
Yeah, but look at it this way. If you lose another 40%, it's a lot less than the original 40%.
Yeah.
What?
It's math, man.
Hold the phone.
That hurts a little bit.
The losses are just kind of settling in.
It's
Hello?
40%, but at least this isn't 48%.
Right.
Fuck, DD's so boring. Somebody donate a Bloomberg terminal to
They
me,
got everything.
please.
Your mom's DDs are boring.
You know, if you had a Bloomberg terminal, you can actually follow the oil ships in the ocean, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You can actually radio into the captain if you want.
Bro, who cares about their offshore reserves? We're fucking worried about the next press conference for oil prices.
Right.
Honestly.
I'm worried about this
Really that
little
fucking
purple
great.
jumping off the green line. That's what has to happen.
Can I pirate a Bloomberg terminal?
I'm sure you can. Somebody,
No,
like,
you
no. You get me
That's a
one
crypto token
Bloomberg terminal, I will
attached to it.
get you infinite access to this thing.
So I'm talking to you.
Yeah, and then he'll promptly get arrested.
All that data, and he can only win American Samoa.
It's actually designed so with biometrics as special tokens. So
Do I have to
another
fucking
person
get
can
an
use it, but
eye?
the
Do
other
I have to go,
person-
like,
the
fucking
person that
get
owns the
time
terminal needs
scan
to be there.
every time I want to open my Bloomberg terminal? Why is Bloomberg hoarding his knowledge from the masses?
So he can win American Samoa.
He's not
You know what
holding
I
it,
want-
he
you know
just-
what I want
it
him to
broke
do?
to 6713.
No.
Told you.
He needs to give, this is the way that Bloomberg wins. He gives every American a Bloomberg terminal.
But most people will break it.
I would
That's
just watch
fine.
porn on it, to be honest.
See, I bet you
That's
money
fine,
to
but
67.
look at how great it is. We could have Baxter draw his fucking art on a Bloomberg terminal. How good would that
It'd be
be?
lit.
Yeah, awesome.
Somebody start a GoFundMe for my art. Somebody.
Oh my god, I hope you guys bought calls for tomorrow.
I hope you guys started a GoFundMe for my fucking Bloomberg terminal.
I'm sorry, I gotta put Stumpy for art school.
I need to go to art school, bro. Are you kidding? What the fuck? This is lit. Actually, I guess I don't need art school. My shit's already great.
Well, that's great that it hit 267 because wasn't somebody here needing it to go up so they can exit up?
Stumpy's got to get his fucking GED first.
Stumpy's gonna make more money than all of us. He's got fucking great strength.
That's
He's
a
gonna
fucking
be the guy.
lie. He's like down on Jane on
He doesn't have disposition. I have right here, dude. I'm gonna fucking
matter.
pounce it all day.
Stumpy's gonna be the person who does the wacky out of the money call that everybody thinks is stupid, and he's gonna make like $1 million off it.
And the CEO is going to
Literally
make
just
costs.
listens to WallStreetBets and then loses money.
So did anybody buy calls when JNUG was at $2?
Stumpy.
Oh, dude, he's gonna be rich then. I know it's a
No,
meme stock,
Stumpy
but
doesn't do options. He just buys shares, but he bought JNUG at 7.
at $7.
Yes.
Congrats, he still doubled his money.
Yo, he literally didn't though. It's at like 4 right now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's super flat.
He always comes in and goes, "Hey guys, when is JNUG gonna hit 7?"
No, J-Nug's gonna hit. It's gonna hit 150. Don't worry.
I'll eat a deep fried sock if JNUG hits 150.
You're gonna eat my fucking gold socks when J-Nug hits 150.
Well, I didn't say
my
your
one-
sock. The fuck?
No, my $1 contract. I'm gonna have the 157 contract.
Fuck
2-year
off.
loops on
I'll
it.
sell you those contracts for $1.
No, I was trying to buy it for $1, and I was trying to buy it for $6.
December 29, I made $80 on
Nobody's
GoFundMe.
ballsy enough to sell me
Nobody's ready for that.
157 strike price.
Because nobody's gonna tie up like $15,000 of capital to make $1. The fuck? What kind of retarded shit is that? Most fucking dumb shit I've ever heard.
Somebody's gonna do it at one point.
They're gonna tie up all their capital to make the same money that they could make in a fucking banking. Good
They'd
one.
be better doing an Ally Financial.
They'd be better fucking putting that money under the mattress. At least it'll be safe.
It's okay. At one point, I'm gonna make. I'll pay somebody. I'll pay somebody $60 for this fucking call.
60, bro. Don't insult.
$60 for this fucking J-Nug call.
How long is the call?
$2.
Two-year J-Nug.
So you're telling me I'm gonna tie up $15K of capital to make $60? Okay. Gotcha.
It's free
You
money.
don't need to do that. Just sell a naked call. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, what call?
Yeah, dude. I'm just gonna fucking
Careful saying that there's a guy who anti.
Oh my god, are we actually gonna hit 270 tonight? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna start writing multiplets.
I think once we hit over 270, the session's over.
Somebody's gonna sell me a naked J-Nug call for $157 to take my fucking $20 to $60.
What are you
It's gonna be brilliant.
Well, separation variation said that we were gonna retrace up to 271 and then fall off the cliff one more time. So I kind of hope he's right.
Yeah,
so
well, separation
people can sit
variation
there.
has only been right every single time he's made a prediction, so I don't know if I trust that.
Well, what do you mean? Like, I mean, I know he's been wrong about the dates, maybe, but everything that he said has happened.
That's okay. Never mind.
Well, the date matters.
Well, yeah, of course, the date matters, but I mean, it's not his fault that he doesn't have the date wrong. That he has.
Yeah,
the date.
somebody needs to
Is this the
DM
options
separation
chat?
variation.
Isn't this all about the date?
Somebody
No,
DM
it's
him
not
and
all
tell him
about
we
the
don't
date,
care about the
it's-
DD. Just give us a strike price and the date. Does he have Discord? I'm about to find out.
I think he was in here.
Yeah, I'm in the Discord with him.
Can you just save me the 2 hours worth of doxing and give me his Discord?
You can find him in the Wall Street Booyah. It's called Wall Street Thoughts.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna stay up
Never mind.
get
I
up
got
and put my ass to sleep before I buy more puts.
Why
During work.
are we gonna be stalking people online just because they give bad DD?
I would never stalk anybody online.
Are we
That's
fucking
unethical.
Kiwi Farms?
That's immoral and unethical.
See, I didn't think it was bad DD just because he got the date. I mean, he got the structure of the idea.
His predictions have typically been right.
I want to do a straddle,
Because
and then I want to make my money when it hits the top.
Puts that expire in July or August, you might actually be on the right side of the trade right now.
Reverse triple witching put straddle.
I mean, that is his. When we get to 271, it actually starts retracing down, which I see it really unlikely this market.
I think the best part of this entire thing has been like the winning strategy was an Iron Condor or calls. Like if
Yeah,
we're
that's
like
what I'm
our far out
doing this
Iron
week.
Condor would have been done like just fine.
If we're gonna hit the bottom, it's gonna be in the next 2 weeks. If that's the fucking professional Dr. Fauci recommendation, that 2 weeks is gonna be the fucking pit, then and Trump can keep the market going sideways, then we've already hit the bottom. But if it is gonna hit the bottom,
Well,
and
there's
Trump
the
can't keep
other
it
option.
going, then it's gonna hit in 2 weeks, and then in 2 weeks, that's when you position yourself.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's why I was saying
the
I
other
was
option
bullish until the 24th or sideways until the 20th.
Trump's gonna do everything in his orange-haired power to fucking pump it, or at least keep it going sideways until.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's one number that you cannot avoid, and that's the number of when the real unemployment numbers come out. And if 13% of Americans
what number? Nobody gives a shit about unemployment.
Bro, unemployment is only gonna determine when the housing market crashes, and I mean that's a big fee having too. Because if people can't pay their rent, I mean, you heard the CD on Cheesecake Factory. They said rent, no, fuck you.
So that would retrace us back to 220, or at least.
Yeah, but if the how is SPY and the housing market like correlated? That's not. That's two.
I mean, it
separate-
is, but
not really.
What do you
Weekly.
mean, dude? Like, if people don't make money, they can't buy phones or Becky stocks.
Prove it.
Bro, I can dig between the couch cushions right now and get a
The
fucking
Becky
Go
ETF
phone or
went
whatever
up
they're
like
called.
10%.
Correlation's not causation. Just because people don't have money doesn't mean they won't buy.
Yeah, the housing
Also,
market's
never
gonna
short
crash
Becky
separate
stock.
from SPY.
You guys say so. I mean, I thought that's how it worked.
I mean,
pretty
if you want to make real money, all memes aside, wait till it crashes and buy the REITs when they're at the fucking lowest they can get.
It already did crash.
Yeah, the
The
recession's
housing. When did the housing market crash? Because then I missed it. And I've been watching the whole
2008.
time.
Idiot.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, yeah.
God, you
have a point.
Humans are good at learning from their mistakes. They will never crash again.
80% portfolio investment in REITs at the bottom for the housing market, and then retirement in a year and a half. Easy.
That sounds like a good idea.
So with oil being fucked, have we looked at natural gas?
They're too tightly correlated in the U.S.
I mean, a lot of the ETFs that are representations of oil also have some kind of subsidiary for natural gas, either exploration, mining, or not mining, like exploration and production.
My boy taking some big rips.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just hitting a cigarette.
Dude, you're taking some big drags.
No, somebody's hitting that fucking 2-piece biscuit from Popeyes right now.
You better have some water for eating those Popeyes biscuits, or else your mouth is gonna fucking get fucked.
Yeah, you might as well have Corona.
Oh, dry ass biscuits.
Damn, man. Did who was in here earlier that did the DD and found the company that supplies all the disinfectant sprays that they're using in Europe, like on the streets and stuff? The guys walking with tanks on their back that are just spraying shit into the air. What's the company that makes all that shit?
McDonald's.
Yeah. Fuck. I was too late, but I was gonna put calls on Petco and all that other bullshit because a lot of those adoption centers and stuff for pets the past couple days, not days, but past couple weeks, People have been going out and adopting like cats and dogs. Like
It's a good time because like you're at home, you can fucking train them, and on top of that, people.
How's the retail doing? Like,
yeah, there's a pandemic. Don't piss on my carpet, Bubbles.
What do you think happens to all the animals when everybody goes back to work?
I think the same thing is going to happen to animals that's going to happen to Zoom. Is they're going to use it temporarily and then they're going to get rid of it when they don't need it anymore.
Damn.
Are you guys shorting Zoom?
Puts on shelters?
I might position puts on Zoom like a month or so. Actually, like 2 or 3 months out.
Falls on euthanasia.
Because honestly, bro, that fucking even Microsoft Teams, it's like, yeah, you might have these giant tech firms and fucking shit using that shit, but like the majority, like the general populace, just started picking up this bullshit because there's no other alternative. You can't meet in person, so they're all using these conference calls, nonsense, whatever. And Zoom's riding on hype right now. But as soon as we flatten the curve in America, everybody's gonna fucking dump Zoom. As soon as they know they can go back to a conference room and meet with people face to face, like nobody's gonna want to use that shit.
Not nobody, but a significant chunk. I mean, I think.
Not nobody. They'll still be around. They'll still be, publicly traded, maybe.
Well,
but
not quite what I meant by that. I think you're going to see this is going to be the catalyst for some businesses to start switching over to more remote.
Oh yeah, I'm not taking that out of consideration. I'm just saying the majority is stronger than the minority.
No, completely agree. I just like to tell you.
Yeah, a friend of mine was calling it
understandable.
Like the boomer mentality, where like people just like refuse to change, even though there's been a huge catalyst. But there's people that are still going to change.
It's true. If people are forced to temporarily change the way things have been forever, then of course they're going to push back as soon as they know they don't have to like resort to that anymore.
I think there'll be a big wave of people who just get off of once once the curve is flattened, you'll see like a return to like in physical present things in mass because everybody's going to be crazy. They're going to need it.
You see the demand for that right now. As soon as all these fucking retards on their phones and staying inside and this introvert shit. As soon as you tell them they can't stay inside anymore, all they want to do is go outside. So of course, as soon as everything reopens,
did you see the parks in China yesterday?
No, I don't live in China. I don't fucking live in China, so how is it?
China reopened a bunch of cities, so basically every one of the parks was crammed with people standing like shoulder to shoulder with each other.
Awesome. Puts on
It's going to be great. It's going to be great in a bit.
Yo, but I did get some leaps on INDA today, like big boy leaps, like 40 contracts, 50 contracts. I think they're gonna. I think Trump's strategic move from manufacturing to China, from China to India, is going to be a huge long-term play, and it's going to pay off.
Nice.
I wish you luck, man.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't consider it a risk. I think it's a realistic thing because he's just tired of dealing with the Chinese.
Oh, yeah,
Chinese coronavirus.
I've created the official campaign poster for the Blood in the Streets movement.
Is there like a real-time tracker of Warren Buffett? Like, is that a thing?
just GPS location, that man?
No, just in general. I just want to know what he's doing. I don't want to wait until 2 weeks after he's made his play to know what play he's doing.
He can trade on through the dark pool, so he doesn't have any obligation to show the position until 24 hours later.
I know. Still, 24 hours is better than 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's like exactly like a tracker, but
you need to find a journalist that's like obsessed with them.
Yeah.
And just follow him on Twitter.
You need to find somebody who's a paranoid schizophrenic. Those people, honestly, the best.
I'm not tracking myself, alright?
I had a student who was paranoid schizophrenic.
No, like, if you find, like, I've been in, like, weird communities long enough, like, there's always the one person who's way too invested in things, and they got, like, good ideas consistently, but, like, sometimes, like, slightly off, but always very good.
Just call me retarded already.
I'm not calling you retarded.
Yeah, so
Wow.
a lot of smart people don't have emotional intelligence.
No, no.
mean,
Well,
Do you need emotion to trade in?
Emotional intelligence isn't real.
Fake news.
fake news.
I'm a
In fact,
psychologist. It's not real.
emotional intelligence is a great guy. I've known him for many years.
I rejected 268.36 pretty hard.
Yeah, because we're gonna fucking have blood in the streets.
Back to the road. Smoke another blunt. You're losing your energy.
Dude, no, I'm focused. Look at my shit right now.
Just get your dad to draw up a mock chart of what he thinks SPY is gonna do in a month.
My dad would say he has no fucking clue and that he's just gonna buy for the really long term. And buy more and buy more and buy more.
Sorry, Fenner, you're getting some pussy.
Sorry, he's a wealthy pussy. He is a pussy.
I guess being wealthy makes sense for you.
At least, like, if you're gonna have one, you might as well have the other. It makes it better, that's for sure.
A poor pussy.
Sucks
Fuck.
to be a poor pussy, yeah. That's not... He's not actually a pussy either. He was a firefighter and EMT for a long time. He's actually sick. But, his investing strategy is pussy.
Well, I mean, like, you're, like, older, you gotta be more...
No, it works.
Oh, I'm more likely to die.
You can't, like, YOLO gamble or you're gonna go hungry back.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm more likely to die from the most contagious virus ever. Let me just play it safe.
It's not the most contagious ever.
It is actually, I think.
No, it's far from it.
No,
It's not even
fucking
close.
measles.
Measles are not is like 15. This
Yeah.
thing is even close.
The things are not, it's like 2.
It's
Two,
between
which is a
probably-
lot. It's a lot.
It's between 2 and 4. That's
It's just the flu, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, I
the
do get
common
some.
Flu is like 1.1, which is like a lot. Or no, 0.1.
I do
No,
get
it's
some
like the
DD
flu
on
is
the-
like 1.3.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I did get some DD on Target earlier.
The
So
death
they have a partnership
Buffett
with
only-
this company that does deliveries for their groceries and stuff. It's called Split.
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Yeah, okay, but so the company does Split, and they're basically like Uber Eats.
Can we
but
ban that fucking guy?
They're personally for Target, and they're planning on going on a strike on Tuesday because they're not being supplied with masks and shit. So puts on Target or short Target maybe.
How rich do you have to be to fill 13F?
Bill Gates has entered the chat.
$100 million. He probably doesn't.
You need 100 million?
Yeah.
Shit.
Just hold on to those J-Nut calls. Do be good.
No. But I might know people who can fill these things out. That fuck.
They work with guys who have them filled out. Robert Schmidt. Bob Schmidt. He's an OG, dude.
But Bob Smith fellow. He's always
Schmidt.
good. So, like,
Robert Schmidt, but he goes like Bob Schmidt.
Yeah, Bobby, Bobby, a good friend Bobby.
Dude, he's like a fucking 70-year-old, just way over suntanned tomato with like a New Jersey accent. He's fucking got a big rose gold AP and drives a Rolls Royce.
those 100 millionaires and stuff, they're not that uncommon, right?
He owns like 13 Walgreens outright. Fucking retarded.
I think 10% of Americans
Yeah.
are
13, bro. We had somebody in here who owned like 90 Dunkin' Donuts earlier. Some 13 Walgreens.
Yeah, but I don't think that's as real as you thought of it. I mean, that owning the land under 90 Dunkin' Donuts. That guy was also screaming like, what was it? Like rhymed with the Mongolians or something like that. It was like something untrue. I mean, owning the land under 90 of them. That guy, if so, that guy's very, very, very wealthy. I mean,
So we had a guy that was a fund manager.
Yeah, but 90 Dunkin' Donuts owning the dirt under them.
Some people have they used to have farmland around cities, and then a lot of the cities developed over 40 years. and then like they
Yeah,
still own the
that's
land, but they rent it out.
It definitely does happen.
Yeah, so like that's the farmer rich is fucking.
The Collier family in Florida, that's all I mean, they just were like old Mormons who owned a bunch of
How
farmland.
many people have to fill out a 13F though, and what's the average age of them? Because like a lot of those people are just gonna fucking keel over.
I would imagine most of them are
They're gonna be like old fucks.
real estate multimillionaires. You know what I mean? But by a large percentage.
Fuck, man. Y'all in some crazy DD, or not DD, but just investment opportunity. Delaware, after all this blows over, Delaware has a lot of farmland that's being converted into commercial real estate and shit that, like people have put strip malls out in the middle of nowhere for whatever reason to try to build these communities around them.
Yeah.
Delaware's a good play, and it's cheap.
So just fucking buy Delaware?
I mean, buy
fucking Delaware.
Buy the whole state?
Just buy some random ass land in Delaware and wait like 2 years. You're gonna have fucking everyone in the
Just pray.
No, they're gonna be fucking bidding on it to try to move in a new strip mall or a new Walmart.
Alright, let me write that down. Buy Delaware.
Yo, that's a founding fathers play right there. That's
Buy Delaware. That is so OG, bro. That's sick. Buy Louisiana. All right, I'll go do that next week. Catch you guys. Louisiana Purchase.
Dude, arguably one of the best.
CHGG.
It's lit. Bro.
Louisiana.
Louisiana Purchase.
America.
If a company went bankrupt, how would you approach that?
That's such an America thing, dude. We don't take places over, we just buy them. Louisiana Purchase.
Whiting or Whiting Petroleum went bankrupt.
Listen up, Native Americans. Your corn is worthless. I'm installing a strip mall.
You can have your casino.
Yeah. Here's fucking 2 acres in a casino. Have fun.
I'm really white, but 1/16 Seminole, so I don't know how to feel.
Oh my god, fucking HYG went up yesterday.
Yeah, I fucking got out of my puts real fast.
What the hell is HYG doing up? There's nothing that's good happening there.
I might reposition. I don't know.
There's nothing good happening at all, and the market's up.
Some things are good. Like Zoom is legitimately, it's good. It's over good, but it's still good. But HYG,
It's good for the short.
yeah, HYG has got nothing going.
HYG, I don't know. I might
What did
cheaper put.
What did TLT do?
I think TLT shit the bed. I don't know.
Stack that paper.
Yeah, TLT shit the bed.
Did they really?
Not immensely, but they went down.
That
And
was
on
just
the day where everything's yeah.
What's the inverse of the market? What VIX is that? Or which one is that?
These days, nothing. Nothing.
Like
inverse in the market
if the market goes down, what goes up?
FAZ.
FAZ does. And
FAZ.
specifically, there's SPX.
Okay.
Yeah. But like all the things that normally would inverse the market just aren't. Like fucking gold up,
I'm trying to be
bonds up,
realistic.
market up.
Trump is gonna do everything he can to keep it trading sideways or up, so that he can
I
say
can promise
he
you
was
one
the sole
thing.
factor.
FAZ still inverse the market, that's for sure.
That's fucking some smart fucking big brain shit right there.
You're welcome, fuckhole.
Good.
Love you, Racton. Alright, boys, on that note, I'll catch you at Open tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Hopefully some blood on the streets.
I love you boys a long time. Yeah, for sure, definitely blood in the streets. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'll drop the blood in the streets chart one more time before I leave.
Bro, you got that voice right now
chat.
where I can tell you're looking at your computer and you're like half awake.
Yes, sir. It's also just a blunt.
So that fucking TLT drop though the other day that was fucking terrifying. Like that was the scariest. So TLT is the 20-year Treasury bond, and on what is it? The 18th, it basically dropped. No, it's treasury bonds. I mean, like, boomers are supposed to buy them, but boomers don't. Boomers buy other things. That's why they all go bankrupt. But anyways, it went from 175 to 144, or like 141 in like about like 3 days. This is the fucking U.S. bond. The U.S. bond should never have that much volatility.
What time is it? 2:30. Fuck! I wanted to get.
Boys, my laptop charger stopped working.
Yeah, I wanted to get some sleep too, but I realized it was 2:30. So that
Bro,
was...
futures about open, or are they open?
They've been
Futures are open.
Oh, I'm late. Fuck.
It's only slightly green. $1 is slightly weaker.
Ooh.
All commodities are green?
Bro, whose grandparents do I have to kidnap to get Bank of America calls the print? Jesus Christ. Aren't they like the monopoly on the small business loans right now? Like, how are they not printing?
What is you kidnapping? Never mind.
Oh, I'm so pissed.
So,
Alright, I'll catch you tomorrow, boys.
Later, man.
Yeah.
GG.
GG.
So these fucking... What the hell's going on anymore?
Fuck, man, there's so many billionaires that just own penny stocks and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Why? There's fucking...
They're living
billionaires
the
holding on to like fucking 12 million shares of like 20-cent stocks. It's like, what is the play? Like, what? Why? Are they hoping that it's gonna like? Are they calculating a plan to merge it with a bigger company and then just have the stock option buy so their 10-cent shares turn into $50 shares overnight, or like what? Fuck. Why are they holding this shit?
You know what it probably is? Is it probably like ways to pay off people?
You tell me you're gonna pay off somebody with 20-cent shares? Like, look, just keep your mouth shut. Here's the 50 shares.
The company exists, and they have somebody they know who just gets a salary in it.
I mean, the only other play I can think of would be like, you want the company to go under? I'll sell my 12 million right now. Like, unless you give me what you want, or give me what I want.
Just Buffett is in a room, like, just staring over somebody, being like, "I will destroy your life."
Wait, yeah, you think when they do an IPO, the number of shares, because they got to the IPO point, they were funded by billionaires, so that makes sense.
I don't know, man. I know John's not here. I wish he was, but I'm still a firm believer in the airlines play, where they're not going to have the Fed bail out the airlines. They're going to do like quote unquote secret bailouts, where they get these billionaires to bail out the airlines, and then it'll be backed by the Fed. But that play doesn't make sense because the Fed gains nothing from that unless they're being backed or reimbursed by something else. But the Fed is the original backer. You know what I mean? So,
what the fuck is a Tyler?
I know for a fact the Fed doesn't want to bail out the airlines because it's just stupid. It's retarded amounts of money. And then the play with the Saudis buying Carnival, like, fuck, man, what? This market is fucked.
It's fun, though.
To say the least, of course.
You ever heard of a company called Tyler Technologies?
Rings a bell. What are they trading at? Are they the ones that are like consistently in the 20 something a share for the past like 2 years?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna put 10 bands into GE tomorrow and just see what happens and just hold them.
$10.
No, 10 bans, 10,000.
I know. It was a joke. Jesus fuck.
It wasn't a very funny one.
Couldn't
Yeah,
tell.
because he ruins it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Is GE, they've done, what did they do in 2018? They bought, they added to their list of, I forget if they added to the list of subsidiaries or liquidated the subsidiaries for insurance. I think
Yeah, Buffett bought all their profitable orgs, and then they fell off a crater for a while.
Yeah, but didn't they liquidate, fuck. I'm not on my computer right now, but in 2018 they made a play for insurance, I'm pretty sure. And I was just curious because GE might actually be the most solid investment in this whole bullshit because they have a lot to liquidate. And even if they don't, I think, fuck, I don't even
GE's
I don't
not
know
going
anymore.
Yeah, GE's not going solid. No way. No way.
Does anyone look more into like O'Reilly or any of the auto parts stores?
Is AutoZone shares still fucking $400 a pop?
I just feel like people are gonna like, be like, I don't need tires, I don't need brakes, etc.
Hold
I know
on.
O'Reilly is.
Hold on. What did you want? What were you? Yeah, AutoZone shares are 875.
Good.
Fuck me, no way.
Why? They were 1,000 actually. They were 1,100.
Yeah, they used to be 1,000, like before this whole mess.
Like I want to get puts because I know nobody is driving. Like if we haven't hit the
Well, nobody's driving, so there's no wear and tear. But even if they were driving, like discretionary income's going down, so people are gonna be like, I can wait to get the tires. Like I really think they're fucked.
Yeah, but in the meantime, they're taking a big
Check
hit.
out-
They should be
so-
taking a big hit.
I did some DD on O'Reilly. O'Reilly's fucking crazy. They got crazy long-term debts, and basically their only assets is real estate.
So the only thing they have available to liquidate is real estate.
Yeah.
In that case, I want to make a play on one of those companies.
Check out O'Reilly because I was looking at it and I'm like, man, they look fucked to me.
Like fucked enough to get bought out by a larger entity.
I don't know. Check it out. Let me get your take on it.
I will. I'll look into them when I go back in. Shit. I'm still afraid the government might just start like buying shit and owning it, like Ford.
MMT. Gonna happen. It's probably already happening.
Which one?
No, MMT. It's the thing. It's the change in the financial policy that the U.S. government is like implementing now.
Oh yeah. Saying like where they just go out and start buying these companies outright and just make them U.S. government property.
Yeah. Well, not just that. Just everything. All of the government's problems are just printed away now. Doesn't matter anymore as long as it can keep ahead of inflation.
Well, yeah, but the scary part of that is if they do that, more than likely they're wiping out the equity shareholders. So.
No. Like, if they do that, the only people who survive are going to be people who can buy, like, things that are of value. The people who get screwed, well, they don't get screwed necessarily. Like, people's current debts will get wiped out because inflation will knock them.
Well, no, I'm saying if you have 10,000 shares of Ford and the government buys Ford, you're fucked.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what's happening. I mean, that's happening, but that's not what'll happen. Like, the government's not going to nationalize Ford, but it's more like the change.
Not just Ford, but as
yeah. But like the change in what's happening is like because the government doesn't have to loan money out, they can just create more money, which is something they haven't done. So like,
Well, I don't think they will, and I attribute that to the using the billionaires to bail out the airlines because they don't want to inflate.
Yeah, but they'll
the
just
dollar.
give money to the billionaires. Like, I think that they don't give a shit about inflation anymore. It's like my fucking hot take on this. Like,
all right, O'Reilly's
like
debt to equity ratio. Well, this says as of December 31st, 2019, 9.7.
we're full. Like, I do not see a way where we do not end up in being like Japan anymore.
What's O'Reilly's cash look like? Nothing.
It's not good compared to long-term debts.
Pretty
and
tight.
again, like most of their assets are again property.
What was it for 2019? Like where you're looking at? What was their cash looking like?
It was on Y charts. I just got the debt to equity.
Okay. This is a good website for the comparison. It does an overlay of all three. Simply wall.st. They do good overlays for their debt to equity to cash ratio.
All right. As of 12/31/2019, total cash is it looks like 40 million. Total current assets 3.8 billion. Total assets 10 billion, but that's again of that 10 billion, property is 8 of that billion. So 2 billion in assets.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
Liability 10 billion. I think they're fucked.
That's a safe play. I'll take your word. Fucking.
Well, don't take my word. I've been talking about that play for like 2 weeks now, and everyone's told me I'm retarded. I'm trying to get someone else's eyes on it. I think it's a good play.
I don't think.
Yeah, all these people bet fucking spy puts though.
Yeah, but the same people calling you retarded are the same ones buying J-Nug. You know what I mean?
Well, I keep quiet and make mom jokes because mostly I'm just trying to learn.
No, that's good. That's what you do, sir. I'll look into O'Reilly a little bit, but that's not
guys, let me know.
Have a good night. What if you were to make a position right now? Where would you get for what they?
I mean, I would wait. I think they have quarterlies coming up at the end of this month. Honestly, let me check it.
Well, we know it's going to be down because everything. Does O'Reilly pay a dividend? I'm curious.
I don't know. I haven't looked into them.
Who's playing Counter Strike?
All right. Earnings for O'Reilly is April 22nd.
April 22nd. Okay, I got time.
So I might go longer on it and go like June, July time frame, but I think I'm going to put it on. It's up 13% today too, which is also fucking retarded.
What kind of effect would be had if, let's say 2 weeks from now is the absolute bottom. We flatten the curve. 2 months from now, everything starts, getting back, not the way it was, but getting back on the track. Where is O'Reilly? Is O'Reilly still as fucked?
Just thinking about my spending, right, and like think about yourself too. Let's say I'm one of the 30% that might be out of work or have my hours diminished during this thing.
Right.
If it goes back to normal in 2 weeks, is the first 2 months of paycheck going to go towards buying tires, brake pads, oil changes? Probably not.
Gotcha.
People will probably wait on that.
I should have thought of it. That's a good.
Right? I mean, I don't know. That's my thought.
No, it's the same with a lot of things. You think people are going to be out buying fucking outfits for prom? You know what I mean? Like
right?
In general,
like it's going to be a little constricted in terms of spending for a little bit, and it'll ease up. But
I think
their quarters is absolutely fucked.
Like these medical supplies, like masks and gloves and disinfectants and things. That demand is going to stay real strong. Like I think for at least another year at the.
I could see that.
Yeah, like even so. Let's say we flatten and things start looking up, and these like Walmart, I guess Target. That's the only one I can think of. They start their supply chain starts getting back to normal where they can restock stuff on a mass scale.
as far as like cleaning stuff goes, masks and gloves and all that. I think those things are still going to be bought over anything else because the panic is still going to be there, whole situation.
Hey guys, want to know something fucking hilarious? So
Don't say
Rentec, Rentec basically played up. I think Rentec might have been one of the big reasons that Tesla short squeezed.
Explain.
So like they increased their holdings of Tesla throughout like the entire Q3 and Q4 to their second largest holding. It looks like.
Okay. Did they buy the dip, or did they just?
No, they bought it. Their average cost was probably about like $350-ish.
Okay. All right.
And then they probably rode it all the way fucking up.
Did they sell off at 1,200 or
I
whatever?
don't know. They haven't filed since.
I will say the one bad thing about the O'Reilly position. Go ahead.
Sorry, no. Rentec also doesn't hold like positions terribly long, so they're like not trustworthy in the value.
So they're short-term money makers.
Yeah, Rentec is crazy short-term. They do wildly leveraged plays. Just fuck everyone.
What do we think about I mean, I got fucking clowned for this earlier when I was mentioning like what I had positions in, and one of them was, I mean, I got a couple hundred shares of the stock ticker I Intelsat because they got the contract for SpaceX, but they haven't been able to actually implement the satellite bullshit yet. Like they haven't been able to do it because of the setback, Corona, and all that. But when they do, I mean, I don't think it's going to skyrocket by any, but I think it's going to increase from a fucking $1 a share. But they also do. Who else? What else do they have? Some dude from the Air Force was in here talking about Intelsat has a bunch of like government contracts, and they have the rights, or like they own the actual satellites that the government uses, and like big corporations use, like the shit that DirecTV uses, and the shit that like FiOS, Verizon FiOS, and that. But I got to do more DD on, but I think they're gonna go up mid to long term.
What's your take on the Super Contango?
What?
Super Contango?
What the fuck is Super Contango?
That's what's happening to oil. So I'm reading up on crude and all that jazz, and they're saying a super contango is when the premium is worth more than the oil itself, or something like that. And then one of the tweets that just came out, it's pipelines across the United States notifying producers of full storage while U.S. Gulf Coast crude exports volumes may take years to recover. This will force U.S. producers to voluntarily cut output at least by 30 to 35%.
I think in regards to that, the statement, I mean, I was going ballistic the other day, but when I really sat back and thought about it, when Trump said, like, when somebody asked him, like, are you going to impose tariffs on, these companies? And he was like, absolutely, I'd impose tariffs. But I think that was a bluff. I think that was like an incredibly smart play by him to bluff, to try to get these companies to, maybe change their tone a little bit. But I also know that Saudi Arabia right now is not just fucking the United States. Like they're also fucking Russia. And as much as Russia hates the United States, I think it's possible that because of the relationship that Trump and Putin have with each other, that they may make a play to like, all right, we're sick of this Saudi Arabia bullshit, having our balls in a vice here. So we're gonna do something to deal with that. I don't know what that could be, but just to do something to get oil back in the hands of either Russia or United States or both, and just stop the Saudi nonsense altogether.
So contango is when forward prices are higher than the spot price. The super contango is when the premium is bigger than the supply, demand, storage, and interest costs would imply.
Well, what would American companies stand to gain from cutting their output? I mean, they're just driving up the price of, at the local gas station.
I'm wondering if it's the fact that everything's full. We have no place to put it.
Well, that's not entirely true. Like the amount of offshore reserves we have, like that shit where Exxon's just got fucking tankers floating in the middle of the ocean, like those are not full at all. Offshore reserves are not full at all. And they're building another. I forget where it was. It was near St. Louis. I don't have my shit in front of me, but they're building another like massive warehouse for reserves as well. And I know that Trump had stated maybe 3 weeks ago now that he was implementing something to completely max out oil reserves, or just as much as you possibly could, like while the shit was dummy cheap. And that could be a big play too. That could be 5D chess right there. Like they could manipulate the price just locally in the United States, matter. And then they could get the oil execs back on track to getting the companies up and running again.
This article came out April 1st.
April, so it's not that long.
Yeah, throw it in the options. Basically talks about how we are going to be at a huge. There's no demand for oil, basically.
Well, that's true, but it doesn't take away from the fact that the U.S. is fucking supplier of like the shale bullshit and the shit we already have, like the reason. I don't know.
Your CSGO is loud, by the way.
Yeah, my man's out here playing deathmatch on Dust.
You know what's sad is that I recognized it.
Yeah, dude, the little ding, like that noise is forever stuck in my head playing that game.
I played it so long ago. I think like maybe 4 years, 3 years.
What was your rank back then? What's your highest rank?
My highest was DMG.
Hell yeah.
What the fuck is this company?
Oh wait. What was the ranks back in?
You guys can hear my games?
Yeah.
We can hear you, Dad. Okay.
So there's apparently a management hedge fund called Scion Asset Management that owns, how many shares is this?
It's Michael Burry.
2,350,000 shares of GameStop.
That's Michael Burry, man. Scion.
Motherfucker.
Why? Why does he have that much fucking GameStop?
And he's holding them. That's a good ass question. See, that's like the penny stock at this point. That's like the
He bought the game.
GameStop.
He's
GameStop
been decreasing
is
his
the
holdings.
blockbuster this generation.
He's been decreasing his holdings, but I mean, like, it's still his number one holding.
What the fuck?
And he bought it for $5.52.
So then he knows something we don't. I think a lot of these like GameStop, like, oh, they're fucking going under, they're going, but I don't know. Does GameStop own, like, in general, do they own like the land that the store is on, or are they just a majority leased in strip malls?
I don't know. I know if GameStop was to liquidate everything though, because I did the math on this a while back, their price would be $7 a share for each shareholder.
No, most of them must be leased because they're all in like shopping plazas.
Yeah.
But if GameStop liquidates all of their assets, it's about $7 off their balance sheet, if I remember right, and they're at $3.20 right now. So if they did that,
what does that mean? Like, what do they have to liquidate?
Like, go
copies
back
of
Skyrim. Everybody gets a free copy of Skyrim.
I mean, you don't. I don't know. I think a lot of these companies are gonna do everything they can to try to stay afloat. And if this only lasts another 2 months, then they really don't have to do that much to just barely get by. You know what I mean?
GameStop was getting shut down by the fucking cops. GameStop has decent amount of cash.
Yeah, but if they're willing to pull some bullshit like that, where they're just keeping their stores open after the local government is like, no, shut that shit down, then they're willing to pull some other shady shit to try to keep themselves afloat. Like, that's what I'm saying. They might do everything in their power to keep GameStop going. And if they emerge after this, I mean, I don't think they're going anywhere at that point. Because they'll try to restructure.
I like the fact that they have no goodwill. They removed goodwill from their fucking balance sheet.
Look, I don't care insider trading or what. I do not trust calls or GameStop no matter what.
Nobody's insider trading. We're looking at a goddamn balance sheet.
I know. I'm saying like if that was a thing.
I mean, I'm technically inside.
Just because you work at a GameStop doesn't mean you know shit.
No, I mean, I own a house.
This man's gonna hook us up. He's gonna, hold on. You know what GameStop should do? They should open up a brokerage firm.
The opposite of everything they've done over the last 7
No.
years.
They open up a brokerage firm. They sell options to people, and then about 2 weeks later, they can come back and be like, "Oh, you need $350 for that."
I don't know, man. I think this might sound fucking weird, but I think people like the like physically standing in line waiting for a game to come out. But I haven't seen anything like that. Like, I think MW3 was the last game where people were like, "Oh shit! Like we pre-ordered the fuck out of this. We're waiting in line so we can get our poster and T-shirt and hat." Like,
I think that still exists. I just don't know if you need GameStop for that.
GameStop completely fucked that whole thing up. They should have been renting out like auditoriums and having like all night like events and like they
were, but it was just at their store locations. Like people set up.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. They needed to make it like a much bigger deal. Like rent out auditoriums, sell tickets. Like they needed to go over the top of it. They also should have gotten into the entertainment business too and had like. For all the stupid parents are like, I don't know what to do for my 13-year-old boy. They go to GameStop. Hey, we'll help you throw a video game party.
I don't understand why
all I'm saying is get me on the board.
Why didn't they make the argument to be essential? So they made the argument to be essential, but I think about the wrong things because GameStop. I don't know about the one y'all have been to, but a majority of the ones I've been to sell like keyboards and mics and like headsets, not just for Xbox.
Oh, like Radio Shack stuff.
Yeah, but
why did GameStop never get into gaming? They've never fucking understood it.
Never get into what?
But think
gaming
about
PC.
They still Best Buy is still open. Why the fuck is Best Buy considered essential? And the reason it's considered essential is because they sell those headsets. They sell those like headsets that's used for call centers and like the mice and the keyboards and the demand for people working from home. That's why they're still open, not because they're selling fucking Black & Decker stackable washer dryers. You know what I mean? So like, why didn't GameStop make the argument that they're selling this shit for like at home people essentials? It doesn't make up a majority of their store by any means.
No,
but they still sell.
GameStop made the argument that the things that they sell help people stay at home and be like calmer while they're at home, which is why they're an essential service. That was the argument they were putting up.
That's why they should.
And then they told their employees to all tell the police to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, they should have taken the Best Buy approach then, because Best Buy sells games too, but nobody was like, well, yeah, Best Buy's games are keeping people at home. They went immediately to their, their keyboards, their mice, their headsets. Like, GameStop could have done that.
I don't know. GameStop's kind of
fucky.
From what I can tell, their upper management seems to know what they're doing at this point. After the big reshuffle about 2 years ago, and the lower grunts are miserable fucks.
Oh yeah, the store employees. I've never heard anybody say, good about their time.
Yeah, but the big problem is this legion of middle managers they all have. Like, the GameStop district managers are literally the worst people I've ever heard. Like, I was going around because I love GameStop just as a comically evil company. So there was a couple district managers who were basically having their employees all go into the office, but these people all spent their times working from home instead. Like,
real quick, the Times reports the president's family trust all have investments in a mutual fund whose largest holding is Sanofi, the manufacturer of Plaquenil, the name brand version of hydroxychloroquine.
He has his money in an index fund, which translates to like $400.
Is that like a pump scheme because that's all he's talked about just to make some more money, or is that like an actual play?
It's not. He doesn't have. It's an index fund that he has money in that equates to like 400.
Why the fuck does Trump even give a shit about $400? No, the hydroxychloroquine thing. I don't think it's a pump scheme though. I mean, like, if it is, it's the dumbest one I've seen.
It's just
like,
retarded to think that like these people into
I don't know if you look at Sanofi, they're basically right back up to where they were pre the market drop.
But there are tons of companies that are. Like, I honestly, I think the hydroxychloroquine thing.
No, but what I'm saying is I think they're pumped based on that hydroxychloroquine thing. It might be a good idea to puts on
the trust fund.
No, Sanofi, the actual company that makes the drug.
Sanofi. What's their ticker?
SNY.
SNY. Yeah.
So, all right, puts on SN. Do they have options?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
Yeah. Never mind.
They don't.
Doesn't look like it.
Do you think we're gonna hit fucking 280? Like, we might actually.
Spy?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably gonna get more calls tomorrow for further out.
Futures are up 2%. Yeah, we might.
Jesus, we're about to crash 270.
We're failing upwards.
Is anyone still
We're never gonna crash again. The market is fixed. The fix is in. J. Powell called and he said he has cash, and that's it. Funding is secured.
I don't know.
Are you calling that now, or are you being curious? Should we just take gains on our puts, boys? Or?
I mean, they'll pump. They'll pump. I don't know about long term, but they'll pump short term for sure if they know. Like if they're estimating professionally in 2 months that everything's gonna, start going back to normal, they'll feed money into the market if they have like good analysis on that. But if not, you might not see any more pumps because there's no point. They're just gonna let it naturally do what it needs to do.
Nothing makes any goddamn sense anymore.
Yeah, but the speculation we're doing is still helpful. I mean, fuck, I made dumb money this morning based off of everyone else's opinion was these puts are going to print, blood in the streets. And I know it's a meme, but there's a lot of people with spy puts in this Discord. And I was like, you know what?
Oh yeah, I got spy puts, but I also got calls.
I got the calls cheap, and I fucking, as soon as the market opened, I was 350% up.
Yeah, I had one at 500%, one at 700% today. But they were
when you said that, like, fuck yeah, and we both sold at the peak. Fucking big gains, boy.
Yeah, well, I still lost some money on the day, but that's okay. It was a big hedge.
Fuck, man, I gotta get my DD up on REITs. REITs have been my main, like, dividend payers for my primary portfolio, but I gotta find more when everything crashes, just to diversify the different aspects of the housing.
What in particular REIT though?
A majority of my I think it says majority of my portfolio is in Realty Income, stock ticker O, but I'm teetering on whether or not if I just want to hold it through this nonsense, like knowing that there's a crash coming, or get rid of it now. Wait till it drops down. I can't see it. I can't see realty income going 30. Like in worst case scenario, I can't.
They didn't really take that big of a hit in 2008.
No, they didn't, and I think it's because of how diversified that they are. But
I have to look into them. I haven't fucked with any REIT stuff.
they pay a monthly dividend, and that's where I've gotten most of my money from. But I think they still could take a hit because we have not seen the housing market crash yet. Like we're 1 month into, a majority of people not paying their rent and leases not being, paid. But 2 months in, that we might start to see like a significant decline, and then 3 months in, if this shit keeps up, then really see like a big fat red.
They pay 22 cents monthly on the share.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's fuck, man. You can make a lot of money off. I've made a lot of money.
Something at all.
But they definitely took a hit, like when all this went down, and I still think they're going to take a hit.
They're paying 5.6% in dividends per year.
Yeah, bro.
That's fucking stupid.
It's crazy, but they can do it, and they have been consistently doing it for years.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. Plus, I mean, if you had the 5.6 to the value of the stock going up over time too, I mean that's a great return.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If they go down any further, and even if they do cut their dividend payment, like if they go down any further, I'll probably end up. I also said this. I'll probably put 80% of my portfolio into. I'll probably do 60% into realty income, and I'll do another 20% into just other REITs to just kind of keep the portfolio diversified.
It's not a bad idea because even if they only fucking grow at 2%, I mean, based off your dividend payout, you're still getting an 8% return.
Yeah, and that's strict. Like that's crazy passive income.
Yeah, I need to look into that. That's a good idea.
But my play the whole time with realty, I mean, they literally have made the majority. My play with them has just been reinvestment, like dividend reinvestment. So I haven't been pulling it out for like groceries. I haven't been buying gas. You know what I mean? No bullshit. Like all of it's gone back into it, and it grows. I mean, it really grows.
Are you holding that in non-taxable?
Especially if you can do fractional shares now, man, it'll really grow.
If you, fraction of fuck me, right? But no, if you can do, if you make less than, what is it? If you make less than 27,000 a year off of the dividend payment, you don't pay tax on it.
Which stocks are you invested into for them?
Well, for my dividend, I mean, I have a couple, like the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation Fund.
Yeah.
And I think they're VID is the ticker. I could be wrong. But I've got them. I've got Stag, STAG, and I'm probably going to get rid of them and buy them again.
I could literally put $5,400 into and make my car payment just based on passive. That's stupid.
Yeah, I mean that's ridiculous, right? So you use that, you cut off your, you start cutting off some of your
one car payment for the year,
and then I mean it's dividends are fucking powerful, and I know it's always brought up in a discussion, if you're talking about boomers and shit, but
well, see, I've never been that interested in dividends unless you're talking about using dividends to add on to the actual growth factor of the stock.
It's hard. Like the problem with
it's hard to like, you can't just buy 10 shares and expect that you're going to make a bunch of money when their quarterly payout comes along. It does take a lot of money to make a lot of money, but I mean, if you consistently reinvest, you take a chunk out of your paycheck, you skip a couple meals every month, and put that money into the portfolio and just keep feeding it, like you'll.
So why don't people
quick.
Switch their 401ks instead of pulling out to it to just doing a dividend fund once they have that big chunk of money?
It is risky. I mean, there's still risk associated.
Well, but if you did a diversified dividend fund, like you're using Coke and a bunch of other companies.
Because the yields go down.
I can only see people just being afraid of that. Like, they know what a K is. They know what a
gonna end.
Well, yeah, I don't give a shit about them. I'm thinking like 60 years. I don't know. Whatever the fuck.
Part of the other issue is like, especially over like the last 10 years, like we've been also seeing the battle between dividends and stock buybacks on like what is a better thing for capital growth.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just the power of dividends is too real because
I think dividends will be more real actually because the tide I think is like if you look at the bills that are being put through, like the stock buybacks are like a contentious issue because like the average Joe doesn't understand what's going on.
Well, not
So
just that. If people are gonna buy just as an example, if people are gonna buy Spirit, like they don't pay dividends. Everything goes back to normal. Spirit starts trading at fucking $28, $26 again. Their money, like they can take a large chunk of their money and buy stocks of Spirit Airlines, and their money's not doing anything. Like it might be fluctuating like 10, 20 cents, give or take, up or down on a daily basis, but the money's just there. It's just sitting there. But if you have your money in something that's paying a dividend, like yeah, your money's still sitting there, but on top of that, you're also literally it's making you money just for sitting, as opposed to just that 10-cent fluctuation in one direction or the other.
Yeah. Well, this is why like American and Delta are like super contentious in the news right now, and the Democrats have been making like such a big show, is because instead of paying dividends, they spend all their money on like stock buybacks instead.
Yeah.
Which is like it has advantages associated with it.
Well, stock buybacks are just a way for a company to inflate the share price, right? I mean, that's just
Yeah, but that also means that it gives you the option of selling, like if you want to, and then it allows the company more flexibility later, and it kind of can like give you like instead of having dividends pay out, like if you have a lot, you can move your gains into long-term capital gains.
Yeah.
That's the advantage of it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but that doesn't really
Spies
benefit the
trying
average
to
Joe.
break 270 right now.
Fuck off, Spy.
Wait, are
Nobody
you
cares
serious?
about you.
Are you serious?
On the futures,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
check it out.
Bro,
Yeah, no,
alright.
Spy's been fighting on futures.
Alright, now I gotta
270
stay
for open
awake.
now.
I'm fucking getting my calls back.
Yeah, 285 calls. Going.
No, I'm gonna stick to my. I already did 4 buys like 2 hours ago. I queued the buys. 290. I forget the date, but it was a couple months out. Spy 290. That's about a fucking grand.
I went back to selling. Like I sold a bunch of
I should make money on the premium.
yesterday.
Are you trading futures right now?
I'll be right back.
Yeah. I sold a bunch of puts yesterday, so I was like, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, same. Theta Gang has been very kind to me this past 2 weeks.
I've given up. I am now Theta Gang again. Covered calls.
I mean, I
every
average like 1% a week. Theta Gang at least, sometimes 2.
Yeah.
It's pretty consistent.
Theta Gang has won me over in these dark and troubling times. The other thing that's won me over is JNUG. JNUG has
That's not the gang you want to be a part of.
No. See, JNUG is the future.
Especially buying calls on JNUG, that's ridiculous.
Oh, you're familiar with my 157 strike price 2-year lead, right?
Yeah, but like, buying calls on a leveraged ETF? Come on.
Yeah, my call on JNUG for 157 in 2 years. It's
But
gonna
like,
be the best.
realistically, is that a play you're really gonna follow for 2 years?
No. Actually, yeah, know what? I'm gonna fucking hold that till expiration. Fuck it. Like, I tried to buy it yesterday, but nobody would sell it to me. So I have to find somebody who's gonna sell it to me. Somebody who's willing to lock down that much money to make $1. Or is crazy enough to sell naked puts on JNUG.
You
Wait,
gonna
we're
put
still
some
on JNUG in the server?
Oh god.
You gonna put on Gina?
No, 157 calls 2 years out.
Oh, okay.
157 calls for a JNUG? Are you kidding me?
Just find
It
the
is the
first
most-
penny call that you can get.
So it's the most out of the money, far out play you can possibly make on JNUG right now.
What's the point, though?
Nice memes, bro.
Because memes.
That is the most retarded reason I've ever heard someone invest in something for.
Why do you doubt the power of my JNUG?
How many contracts do you want to buy?
I'll fucking buy a good 3 contracts.
What's the point then?
Because when it hits its strike price, I'm gonna be rich.
You know, if
It's
you
only
do
gonna cost me
that,
$1.
if that happens, I will fly out to wherever you are and give you a nice firm handshake.
Thank you.
I bet
Hey,
it would be
that's not
soft.
social distancing. Yes, Corona.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Well,
right.
no, we don't need to worry about it. It's gonna be 2 years from now. God, though, that would be if that ever actually made money, it would be the most fucking insane play of all of WallStreetBets.
I mean, how much money would you even make? It wouldn't be that much.
Yeah, especially if
Okay,
it's
like,
3
let's say-
contracts.
No, okay. Let's say
What would it be
I'll buy $30 worth of this shit. It's probably gonna be a penny each, right? So that's a lot of money right there when it makes its money.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Maybe.
There's no way it's ever gonna make any money. But I mean, like if it did.
Is everyone doing good here? Everyone doing good?
Yeah, futures are up. 400.
Alright. I'm just checking on the Discord. Vibes, bro. How's the vibes?
Futures are
Vibes
fighting
are good,
270 on SPY.
You're active, bro. Why are you always here so late?
Because I don't have a life.
What are you doing in the morning?
Sleeping.
Trade.
I like that. You know me? I like to go to sleep at 5 and wake up during power hour so I can see all my stocks going up.
That's what I do every day, actually. It's kind of relaxing.
And then you realize it's too late. You can't do anything because the market already closed.
I like waking up a little after 9:30 because then you're like, you know,
You got an alarm
it
on?
happened.
You have an alarm on.
You know, you gotta check in the morning and you gotta check at night.
Do you have an alarm?
Yeah,
From a
buddy.
cause-
Me?
Yes,
from a
sir.
cause- Okay, then
Yes,
you're a
sir.
loser. You're a
Yes,
loser.
sir.
It's
You're
fair.
active. You got one?
Yeah, I got one. It's called the sun.
Hey. See, you know, you just wake up, you know? So boys,
what?
today's a sad day. I lost my mod ship.
No, it's Stumpy, have you heard
Yeah.
about my fucking plot to buy
Wait, you
JNUG?
only had it for like a week. What happened?
They got rid of all 50 mods and kept 8.
Oh.
Unfortunate. Stumpy, I'm gonna buy some JNUG.
Yeah, I heard, man. It went to $5. See that?
No, I'm gonna buy a 157 strike price 2 years out. As soon as I can find somebody who's willing to sell
What
me.
the? What do we strike? I'm hearing strike prices with JNUG. Like, why am I hearing options with JNUG? Man.
It's
took
gonna be the
away-
best play.
I'm on the mod list, but I don't have any permissions.
Sorry.
All I can see is the audit log.
I think I'm gonna go play some Animal Crossing, guys.
They gave me it back.
Talk to you later.
Wait, Luckin Coffee was down another 18% today? How did I miss that? What the fuck?
Alright, where are we at, boys?
They gave me my mod ship back.
Congratulations.
I'm a mod again. Stumpy made it back.
Don't call it a comeback.
Alright, what was that shit we were talking about? SNY?
SNY is the Sanofi, but there's no options on it.
Does anyone
Is there any volume even?
Oh, that's right, never mind.
Jartek gave me my admin, took it away to give it to me back. We won the appeal, boys. I love you guys. I love you. You know, I wouldn't be here without you guys actually supporting me and hating me. You know, the memes about me. You know,
bro, I'm trying to sleep.
Holy. I'm a mod now.
Stop being a
money to do work for free.
You know, Juice has me muted because he thinks all the other Stumpy accounts are mine. How stupid could he be?
Well, Stumpy Jr. is almost exactly like you, so.
Because he's my twin.
I know.
It's been established, bro. This guy, he says I come in here with 6 different accounts. Is he an idiot?
He has 6 twins?
No, man. There's only one that's a twin. All the other Stumpies are like my
What was the inverse of the market? Phase?
Faz, yeah. It's Faz, bro.
FAZ?
Yeah, bro. It tanked, bro.
Come on, guys, keep it lively here. What's wrong with you guys?
Spies on 270's dick, bro.
I don't know no options, bro. Yo, how's Play doing, bro? For real, for real. Play.
Not for Play?
I want Play to go back down to $4, man. You think it's gonna go back down to $4?
I don't know.
Is it gonna open up red or green tomorrow? Quick.
Green.
And what?
No, puts for April 9th on FAZ, fucking $32 put. The percent change is 25,000.
I don't think you can get accurate reads on that right now, as far as market time goes.
That's ridiculous.
Market's not open, so.
Well, these are kind of cheap. I mean, this volume's super low, but Jesus Christ, these in the money puts have 0 volume, like all of them. April 9th, a $33 put on FAZ, $138 for contract. That's not bad. That one does have a little volume. Fuck, where's pre-market SPY?
It's futures.
Jesus Christ, 6.72%. Oof.
Yeah, that's yesterday's reading. You can look at so look up. Are you on TradingView or Thinkorswim?
Or is this after hours 1.67%?
No, you're looking at the wrong thing. So if you go on TradingView, look up ES1 exclamation mark is the ticker. That's the SPY futures.
Say that ticker one more time. Sorry.
ES1 exclamation mark.
Looks like it's drilling right now. Shit, I might try to take a nap. I got a fucking meeting tomorrow morning.
No shit. Not a bad idea.
I just don't want to miss market open because that's when I got a couple queued plays, and if they don't buy right off the bat, I got to reposition. Fuck.
Pussy.
Anyone have any idea what's going on for him?
280 end of day.
It's fine.
280 in a day, man. Fucking print 2 days in a row. It's a first.
Hello?
Yep.
Is it dead in here tonight?
Yeah, pretty dead. Everybody took a beating.
Yeah, people are probably pretty mauled. Well, that's kind of a shame. She's pretty popping in here at night. Pretty demon. Alright, well, I'm dipping.
Alright, later. Are there people in here right now? Yeah.